Nightfall here at Lomity Stadium as we are just up the hill from Volunteer, and it's time for the kids from the Great Lakes to get all fired up to watch their team from Bowling Green, Kentucky. Who cares if it's nighttime? We're putting that eye black on, and of course Johnston, Iowa. Big surprise winner in their opener. We'll see which team is set to go 2-0 at the World Series.
Crushes one to center field. It's gone to cap off an historic win for Canada.
My goodness, what a moment for this Iowa team.
A home run. It went over the wall, and Obi has gone deep. Welcome everyone to ESPN's continuing coverage of the Little League World Series, presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. And tonight from South Williamsport, it's Kentucky and Iowa, representing the Great Lakes. That's the team from Bowling Green, Kentucky. And of course, representing the Midwest, the team from Johnston, Iowa. We'll get to the teams and their stories in a moment. First, images from today. And after yesterday's rainout, all the games played today. Panama, the first to 2-0. It was a close one against Australia, who continues to impress with their play. Ryan Harlost and New York improved to 21-0 this summer. Harlost has homered in both games, and Michael Mancini was crazy on the mound. He struck out 13 in 5 1/3 innings. Talk about crazy. A couple of home runs flew real far for South Korea, and all they have done in their 4 trips to Williamsport is win every game that they have played. They are going to be formidable with Japan now out. Panama is certainly going to give them a shot. South Korea will meet them, and well, New York will take on the winner of this one on Wednesday. And the winner of those Wednesday games get to go to the respective United States and international championship games. Welcome in, everybody, alongside Dallas Braden and John Kruk. I'm Carl Ravitch. Been a super day of Little League action with great stories and just tremendous inspiration from the boys on the field, and these fans have enjoyed it for sure. Jamie Sire will join us in just a little bit as well. We come here and we hear all about this great team from Bowling Green, and they win and they win, and they have Isaiah Head to pitch, and now for the second straight game they're not going to start Isaiah Head, which I guess speaks to how good the team is.
Yeah, confident they are, and they should be. They are a very talented team, very athletic team. Carson Myers is going to start today for him. We thought we might get Isaiah Head, but Carson Myers in the regional, 2 1/3 innings, 2 hits, 5 walks, but he's only given up 1 earned run, so that tells you he might get into trouble, but he knows how to get out of it.
And his dad is going to be right by his side, one of the coaches as well. And of course, this is all about boys and girls playing Little League, but sometimes life throws you a little curveball, and boys have to grow up a little more quickly. We've seen that with one of the players from Iowa. His name is JT Garcia. JT Garcia. He wears number 22, and you can see the purple bracelets that all the players wear pre-game. JT's mom is suffering from pancreatic cancer. She's here today.
It was very important for me to make the trip and be able to watch the entire team play. They have really come together and become a family.
And they've really rallied around you as well. We showed the bracelet. I know you're wearing it right now. The fact that they wear it before...
Scripted any better than that.
It's an incredibly emotional scene. I think we're all rooting for JT and his mom Jen and the entire family as well. You take a look at the wristbands, Dallas, and your mom was ill when you were growing up. Tell us what you think this particular environment and the people around him mean to him.
Well, this is what it's all about. The woman who gave you life and brought you into this world and has continued to make sacrifice after sacrifice to see that you're in the best position possible. And if any one of us can ever just do it for mom, I think that's what we would all love to do. And hats off to JT and his family for fighting this.
John and I had a chance to talk with JT for about 15 minutes earlier. He came up to enjoy our booth for a while, and he is such an inspirational young man, man. What a boy. And we're looking forward to seeing him play baseball and perhaps bring some more chills and perhaps tears to all of us. Terrific story. And two really good teams at the best place in the world for kids to play baseball. The Little League World Series, and we'll have the first pitch coming up when we come back.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great, and in part by the Odyssey from Honda, official vehicle of Little League.
Just having dugout around can raise the spirits of everybody and cause adults to break out into some dance that they're probably not truly comfortable doing. Dallas will dance to anything, we know. Bowling Green, Kentucky, Johnston, Iowa is our game tonight. Looking to go 2-0. And it's the third largest city in Kentucky. They have invested about $250 million in their downtown area. And now it's our chance to meet the lineup. Brought to you by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. What's up?
My name is Patrick Forbes, and my favorite baseball player is Jose Altuve.
Hey, my name is John Guthrie. My favorite player is Mike Moustakas.
Hi, my name is Tate Haynes, and my favorite player is Todd Frazier.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Head, and my favorite baseball player is Matt Carpenter.
My name is Jackson Moore, and my favorite baseball player is Brandon Phillips.
My name is Davis Moran, and my favorite player is Mike Trout.
Hi, my name is Carson Myers, and my favorite baseball player is Madison Bumgarner.
Hi, my name is Spencer Newman, and my favorite player is Chris Bryant.
My name is Turner Nottmeyer, and my favorite baseball player is Matt Carpenter.
My name is Devin Obie, and my favorite player is Giancarlo Stanton.
My name is Kyle Snyder, and my favorite player is Yadier Molina.
Hi, my name is Trent Warden, and my favorite baseball player is Freddie Freeman.
My name is Mason Williams, and my favorite baseball player is David Ortiz.
My name is Drew Wolfram, and my favorite baseball player is Brandon Phillips.
All right, good stuff there as you take a look at the dugout where the team in blue will be. They got Devin Obie batting first, so Caden Din has got a challenge right out of the gate.
Yeah, big challenge. Devin Obie hit the big home run in their first game, but Caden Din, when I talked to some of the people around this team from Iowa, and they said, we don't have a legitimate number one, but we have 8 guys that are equally as good. They can go deep with relief pitchers if needed in this game.
And here's Obie. To have a name like Devin Obie, and of course Star Wars, huge, so you immediately become Devin Obi-Wan Kenobi. Standard operating, because nicknames are a must at this age. Two for two is Caden Din in the championship game of the regionals against Kansas. That guy right there, 5 innings, no runs, 8 strikeouts. Ahead 0-2. That'll work if you're Caden Din.
Not a bad way to get things rolling. Neutralize the power at the top of the lineup. Devin Obie. Good job by Caden Din. Get it rolling early.
How big is that, Dallas, in a game like this to, not only get the first strike, but now get the first strikeout against their best player?
Well, you said it, Crucky. First strike, strike one, the best pitch in baseball, no matter what level you're at. But they've got a superstar.
Spencer Newman, it'll be a fair ball down the left field line. He's going to go for second. Strong throw, but no tag is able to be applied by Jack Emanuel. He didn't hit it very hard, but it was perfectly placed and good base running.
And to your point, Crucky, if Devin Obie is standing on first or maybe even second, it's already a 1-0 ball game. So a great job to get the leadoff guy early, because this lineup is chock full of studs who can swing the bat.
And Spencer Newman's yet to make an out in this Little League World Series, now 4 for 4.
With 2 doubles, that brings up Jackson Moore. Check that, a pinch hitter. They're going to have John Guthrie bat. So Guthrie, who was originally scheduled to start in the number 3 hole, was replaced by Moore and now is reinserted. Little on the Din pitch that was right down the middle, elevated a little bit.
Oh.
Guthrie, a fairly cerebral individual, guys. Invests through E-Trade.
And makes money.
And makes,
Warren Buffett?
$75. That's who he wants to meet.
That's unbelievable.
Fouls that off. Take a look at some of the companies that he is invested in on his little E-Trade account. I'm sure mom and dad are quite okay with it, considering John has done really well. Nicole is the mom, dad's Chris.
Nike, Under Armour.
Yep. Blue blood. Good rip, and he fouls it right out of the stadium.
$75. He invested $75 in different companies. Now his portfolio is up to $500. I'll talk to him today, this week sometime.
You're going to have a little sit down with this man.
Learn a few things. 2-2. Left field and deep. Back to the wall. Makes the catch. Good job by Tyler Moore, and a tough ball to read as Guthrie is retired.
Well, I thought he had one there, Carl. That ball left the bat. I thought, oh, it's 2-0 Kentucky, but.
Let's go down to Jamie quickly.
Well, guys, obviously Guthrie is a good baseball player.
Oh.
I think we're having a hard time with Jamie's mic, so we'll get that addressed. As Turner Notmeyer bats now. Man on second. In the dirt. I tell you, that's a tough play for a left fielder, John. He also turns around. You're looking up into bright lights no matter where you look.
Yeah, right at you. The ball's going to, off a left-hander's bat, it's going to slice. But, good recovery, good footwork to get to that ball. Yeah, that's, you're looking into lights, and it's not quite fully dark yet. So, yeah, it's a tough pickup once you take your eyes off the ball.
And let's remember, it's not like these guys are playing every night under the lights.
Now, and this is a little different, too. You just look at the stage here. That could be from the set of a movie, if you will. Just a phenomenal setting here at Lamade Stadium at the Little League World Series. Slow roller, fair ball. Seamer across the diamond, then he gets him. So only a double for Spencer Newman. He gets stranded at second. Caden Din. And Iowa will come to the plate when we come back to the World Series. Welcome back, Volunteer Stadium, screen right, screen left, Lamade Stadium, where we play the United States games, and we will play the championships on Saturday of the United States and international side. This team from Iowa, sort of the little engine that could. They know it. They also acknowledge that now that we're 1-0, we're very much in this thing. Named the 16th best place to live in America by Money Magazine in 2015. And now let's meet the boys that will be taking their swings tonight.
Hello, my name is Owen Dawson, and my favorite baseball player is Giancarlo Stanton.
Hi, my name is Caden Din, and my favorite baseball player is Buster Posey.
I'm Jackie Emanuel, and my favorite baseball player is Anthony Rizzo.
Hi, I'm JT Garcia, and my favorite player is Greg Bird.
Hi, my name is Cade Godwin, and my favorite baseball player is Billy Hamilton.
Hi, my name is Sam Hennis, and my favorite player is Mike Trout.
My name is Josh Larson. My favorite baseball player is Robinson Cano.
Hi, my name is Tyler Moore, and my favorite player is Lorenzo Cain.
My name is Peyton Newhouse, and my favorite baseball player is Chris Bryant.
Hi, my name is Jake Pemble. My favorite player is Joe Mauer.
Hi, my name is Matt Pinetta, and my favorite player is Dexter Fowler.
My name is JT Puck, and my favorite baseball player is AJ Puck.
Hi, my name is Miles Risley, and my favorite baseball player is Josh Donaldson.
Hi, my name is Michael Seamer, and my favorite baseball player is Giancarlo Stanton.
Heard JT Puck in there say AJ Puck, his favorite baseball player. That's a relative of his. AJ, of course, pitched on the Florida Gators baseball team this year and then was selected in the first round, top 10 pick by the San Francisco Giants. So that Puck likely to make it to the major league shortly. The lefty on the mound today is Carson Myers, the son of the coach, one of the coaches, Matt Myers.
And Ravi, I actually had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Dad and Carson today. We did a little talking shop, some pitch grips and stuff like that. But you want to talk about excited to be here? This young man and his entire family both ecstatic.
They sought out Dallas Braden, the lefty?
No, I was doing some work over there, and they stumbled upon me and asked for directions, and then realized he might know something about baseball, right?
Was it an advanced conversation? Does he have a pretty good idea?
He does. He has a very good idea. He has what we would call at the big league level pitchability. He asks the right questions for the right reasons.
You know what else he has? Good pacing. Gets it and goes.
And that's key, especially for the defense behind you.
Miles Risley sends this sky high, and Patrick Forbes makes the play.
And Miles Risley had a quick 2-0 count. Looked like he swung on a pitch out of the strike zone to make it 3-0, or should have been 3-0. Instead, now Carson Myers gets the pop up in the first out of the inning.
And now JT Garcia, the first baseman. Rips one through the hole, and the success of JT Garcia at the plate continues here at the Little League World Series. Great to see. And here's Mom Jen and Dad right next to her.
Crucky, this looks like poetry from the left side. You know a little something about that.
You know, he looked like he had a little more open stance. I guess facing a lefty, he likes to open up a little bit than he did against the righties in his first game. But yeah, don't wait around. Never give a lefty a chance to throw you a breaking ball unless you have to.
Garcia is going to be replaced. A special pinch runner. That's Cade Godwin who goes in there. And just such a cool story to see JT Garcia continue to have success here. The off-speed pitch there, swing and a miss from Michael Seamer, who's the third baseman. You go back to the regionals, he's been their best hitter, 6 for 11, with 4 extra base hits. Same pitch and the same result.
Looks like Carson Myers here is just going to off-speed him. You know, when Dallas can tell you have an aggressive hitter, change speeds, it's the best thing you can do against them.
Well, you got JT Garcia up there swinging at that first pitch fastball, did a great job of barreling it up. And Carson, this is a good job by Carson and his battery mate to adjust and start to go with the off-speed.
Misses wide. Godwin got a pretty good lead over there at first. You see him, the special pitch runner. He can, of course, go in for anybody, but just once during the game as long as you're not in the lineup at the time. Swing and a miss. Really filthy breaking ball from Carson Myers.
That's what we call a back foot beauty, Ravi. And at 12 years old, he's already got a handle on where to let this thing end up. You see, if we can get a shot of the grip, he's got that spike curveball working.
Is that a grip? Did you show him that grip?
I did not show him that grip.
He had that one?
I'm the last individual you want to talk to about a breaking ball, I'll tell you that.
Wow, that was a Jeff Nelson from the other side slide piece. It moved across the entire plate.
Steve Carlton-esque.
There you go.
Here you go. Take a look at that grip. That index finger spiking it helps keep that wrist a little more stable.
Jack Emanuel's the second baseman. He stays outside and now behind 3-0. I love the way Carson Myers gets it and throws it. And now 3-0, you take a breath. Smart. On the corner, strike one.
And I was actually helped him out this inning. We talked about Miles Risley, 2-0 pitch, swung at a ball out of the zone. You know, would have went 3-0. And Michael Seamer swung at 3 balls in the dirt.
Ooh, that is painting the corner.
Got to go 3 in a row out there if you can, don't you?
You got to.
Took something off of that.
That's the one thing I've noticed. It seems like more this year, the 3-2, 2-0, 3-1 breaking balls that these kids aren't afraid to throw.
And I'd be amazed at whatever statistic tells you the number is. It's a high percentage of strikes for sure.
It's like Field of Dreams, isn't it? Look at how beautiful.
If anybody at home is familiar with Stanford College.
Popped up on the infield.
Got that sunken diamond feeling.
And diamond is the appropriate word for it. It is a jewel, and we are so lucky to be a part of it. Good game already. You can tell. Pitchers duel 0-0. Great. Welcome back, everyone. ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Been a terrific day and night as well as the kids from Curacao come out. You know, a couple of nights ago you were sweating if you were out at night. Tonight it's about 65 degrees and absolutely ideal. As the World Series presented by Kellogg's continues Tuesday, Japan and Texas in an elimination sort of consolation type game. Last game for them, 11 a.m. Eastern time. And then Canada and Mexico, Kentucky, Iowa. The loser will take on Rhode Island, winner I should say. Australia and Curacao also in action. But tomorrow we start to eliminate some other teams as the one-loss group will be back on the field. And you can start ramping up the intensity, if you will. Both these teams at 1-0, regardless of the outcome, both will play again. Caden Din back on the mound. And the first pitch swinging is Carson Myers.
You talked about it, Ravi. Carson Myers working quick on the mound. Looks like he's got a little thump in that bat from the left side as well. Great grandfather, Hall of Famer George Sisler.
That's a pretty impressive name to pull as a great-great-grandfather.
Well, wants to meet Madison Bumgarner too, so he's got that covered.
Now, as a left-hander, did you want to meet other left-handers? Who was your idol?
Who was my idol? You might get a good chuckle out of this.
On the ground, under the glove of the second baseman, Jack Emanuel for a hit.
A man by the name of Kirk Reeder.
Really?
Oh, Woody. He was one of my favorites growing up in the Bay Area. The lefty, number 46 for the G-men.
Kirk Reeder's like not that old. What are you, 11? I mean, Kirk Reeder's he's not that old. He just pitched probably 7-8 years ago.
I don't know if it was 7-8 years ago. It was a little later than that, but.
Then I'm that old?
I would say you said it, not me.
Tell you what, you talk about a guy who worked quick. Kirk Reeder worked quick.
Get it and go.
Yeah, there was no waiting around.
And he wasn't going to overpower you, and clearly I'm not overpowering anybody.
Tate Hanks has gone in as a special pinch runner. Isaiah Head fouls that one back. Yeah, old Woody, he looked like the cowboy from Toy Story.
That's right.
Boy, he was effective too. That's a good one, Dallas. That's not laugh. That's a good one.
If he threw one above your kneecap, that was a high pitch for him. Everything was down. That guy was tough.
I got love for you, Woody.
So did I. I made him a lot younger than he actually is. Yeah. Ooh, good swing there. They're hacking at it.
Yeah, both teams aren't afraid to swing the bat. That's if you throw it over the plate, they're going to swing. They're not in the take mode.
A little high.
And even Caden Din, he's getting it and he's going, establishing a nice little rhythm.
This is the right fielder, and it is the one who they may pitch tonight, Isaiah Head. Chases one out of the strike zone, and Isaiah Head is gone. So Reeder's last year was 2005. I mean, it wasn't like that long ago.
Wasn't
7-8 years ago. And there he is, the former superstar of the 209, as he likes to say.
And they show him with a bat in his hand.
Perfect game. We all remember that.
That's every pitcher's dream, Crookie.
Holding that bat.
And after watching some of you, it's a nightmare.
We had Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, in the booth today, and some of the social media questions or points that were made were, let's get rid of the DH after he was long gone. But Bumgarner and other hitters showing that hitters can hit.
Yeah.
On the ground to third.
Might be two, Carl.
To second. Yes, it is a double play. Seamer Emanuel to Garcia, who had it in his glove and it stayed there. second 5-4-3 double play that we have seen here at Lomity. And it looked like for a second Emmanuel had a hard time getting out of his glove. That's a catch. Johnny, you're a first baseman.
That's not a catch, Carl.
No, you're not liking they didn't bring it down?
No. Wow.
They rule it a catch. JT held it long enough. 0-0 heading to the bottom of the second. Aerial coverage brought to you tonight by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you've got to get DirecTV. Had a good angle of it from way up there. That ball stuck in the glove of Garcia like a snow cone. Take a look at the 5-4-3 double play, and Garcia shows it there. And he kind of brought it down and dropped it. He showed it. And he looked at the ump, said, "Look, I got it." Called him out. I'm going with the out, Little League purposes.
Yeah, I am too now. I just, whenever you see a ball bouncing on the ground without letting the umpire see it, that double play. Apparently the team from Kentucky thought it was a double play. They didn't challenge.
This is Caden Din. He's getting some advice from third base coach down there. So far, that's what appears to be a slider. Has been very hard for the hitters from Iowa to pick up and make contact against.
And Crookie, you pointed out Carson Myers would love to meet Matt Bum. He said he even started to keep his glove, as you see, just slightly off center of his body to imitate the big lumberjack out in San Francisco, and not a bad guy to model your game after.
No. Here's your 3-2 to Din, who was 2 for 3 in the first game, and it hit it hard at the shortstop. And that's Obi, who made it look easy.
If it's a big game, that's the guy you want, isn't it?
No doubt about it.
Baseball tonight, Adnan Dallas, Tim Kirkshin will follow our game. And we'll have the latest breakdown on Steven Strasburg's breakdown. He's been put on the 15-day disabled list with some elbow irritation.
Good job, kid.
Hey, hope that's okay. Yeah, they pretty good lead in the National League East, and without even Bryce Harper having that monster year like he did last year, you know, Daniel Murphy's throwing himself in that MVP talk, but they're going to need Strasburg down the stretch and in the postseason.
There's a strike.
And to your point, Truckee, I think they have the depth in the starting rotation in the short term, in the interim, to sort of weather this storm. But as you just said, down the long haul, they're going to need Strauss.
That one off the plate to Owen Dawson. Strasburg not among those who are often mentioned by the Little Leaguers as their favorite players. That honor went to Mike Trout, followed by David Ortiz of the Red Sox. Inside, and the count goes to 3-1 to Owen Dawson, and JT Puck, the right fielder, on deck. And he lost him. And as Puck comes to the plate, we send it down to Jamie.
Well, Carl, it should come as no surprise that JT Puck is playing at such a high level. He comes from a very long line of athletes on his dad's side. So his grandpa played basketball at Marquette. He has 7 children, including JT's dad, who are all athletic. His dad, Kevin, played football at Stanford. 3 of his brothers also played college football. 1 played basketball. A sister was all-state tennis in high school. The other, who's 6 feet tall, played beach volleyball out in California. And then, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, his cousin AJ played in the College World Series and was drafted 6th overall by the A's. So if you're a Puck, you're playing sports.
You got the right name for it. I'm surprised none of them ever played hockey. You were gonna go there, weren't you?
Saw it coming, Carl.
Hey, squeeze the plate. Let's go. Squeeze it. This takes 1. Foot down early.
It's Kevin, his dad, offering advice he's offered for the last 11 years. And that's the Florida Gator, the former Florida Gator, the 6th overall pick in this year's draft. He's got some work to do at the minor league level, but any lefty who's that big that can throw it about 98, you draft high.
You got a good shot.
You got a shot.
You know, these days being left-handed with a heartbeat, you've got a good shot. And if you've got that plus sort of stuff, you can hang around.
1-2.
Hey, the one thing you have to think that might be going in Iowa's favor is, you know, because Carson Myers throwing so many pitches and so many breaking balls and fastball, you know, every hitter's basically seen everything he has.
Batter is out. The runner will go down to second as the ball got by him. Drew Wolfram couldn't squeeze it. See JT taking off first base. He struck out and first base was occupied. That brings up number 17, Tyler Moore, the left fielder.
Tyler Moore, a.k.a. the T-Dog.
You could always add dog to a nickname if you want to.
It's what you do.
We're an ER.
They have T-Dog, and JT Garcia's nickname is Hot Dog, which is different than just J-Dog.
Yeah, it's because he pounded 11 mini hot dogs in a minute. In a minute. Look out, Kobayashi.
Joey Chestnut.
Joey Chestnut, the Warrior.
Joey Chestnut had a nickname?
I'm sure they do.
I'm sure they've got a few nicknames for him.
Did you call him the Warrior?
He wears a face likened to the Ultimate Warrior.
On the ground, Obi. No, short throw. That one gets by the first baseman. Being held at third, and a good job by the third base coach. Wow. He ran all the way down, and he just short of grabbed him and said, "Stop here."
Hey, good job. Good job.
You know, you're always taught, Carl, the ball hit to your right is, you know, to the right of the shortstop. You have to stay when you're on second base, except there was 2 outs. Normally you're going on contact. Anything hit, you're going. But because he held.
Watch the third base coach.
Yeah, he was waving, stopping. But, you know, because that ball carried him back so quickly.
Nice job. Way to hustle, okay? Way to hustle. Anything but, let's see here. We got 2 down, okay? You're going on the crack of the bat.
Outside to Matt Pineda. Third base coach is Rob Emanuel.
2 outs. You're running on contact, okay? And a pass ball.
Inside, it's past him. No, it hit the batter.
Right here, first base.
So hit the batter, and the runner will go back to third. But now you got the top of the order coming up.
Well, that's not all bad for Kentucky, as you see there. The run very well may have scored on a pass ball with no contact. Carson Myers and the rest of the Kentucky team still has a chance to wiggle out here with 2 outs.
Hey, you're fine. You're fine. You got an easy force at any bag. Look up. Be confident. You're fine. You got to force at any bag. There's 2 outs. Just get the easiest bag. Keep the ball down on it. Don't look like that. Be positive. Let's go. Come on, you're fine. You're doing great. Just those strikes. Let's go.
Well, Rick Kelly's been at it for 37 years. He's been a Little League coach. He was the manager of the team last year as well.
Well, we talked about it, Carl, in the open. Carson Myers, 2 1/3 innings, 5 walks, but only gave up the 1 earned run. And we said, he gets himself in trouble, but he seems to find his way out. Can he do it now?
First pitch, strike 1 to Miles Risley.
Well, the mound meeting worked, Truckee. Just throw strikes.
Yeah, the first pitch breaking ball. Miles Risley got to be thinking, you're kidding me? Base is loaded, you're going to drop that on me first pitch?
0-2.
And old Carson Myers might sense a window shopper here. Good chance we see a few more of these.
Risley's the shortstop, and you can just see the athleticism in his swings and the way he handles himself in the field as well.
Yet to get a hit, though, in this Little League World Series. 0 for 3.
Now would be a good time.
That would be as good a time as any.
That's right. Favorite athlete, Allen Iverson, looking to find the answer to Carson Myers here.
Well, he threw it away, and here comes the runner from third, and everybody else moves up a bag. That's Cade Godwin, who was the special pinch runner, and it's 1-0.
Boy, 2 great breaking balls, and then he tries to throw the fastball here and just kind of airmailed that one, didn't he?
Yeah, just a little quick on the front side there, Crucky. He's excited he could taste the out.
Tell you what, there's a big gap in left center field.
Risley won't hit it. First base is open. The throw down there gets him, and Risley cannot deliver. But Iowa is on the board first. We're through 2 innings of play at the Little League World Series. It's 1-0. Welcome back, everyone. Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Little League, of course, is incredibly popular all around the world. And for those who aren't involved with it, we sit down with Jim Thome to get his take on how he would convince kids to get involved with Little League.
At the end of the day, it's a game. You're going to fail. You know, you're going to strike out. You're going to give up a hit. Just let the game flow and have fun. You know, the coaches are there to help you. Listen to your coaches. Ultimately, the greatest thing there is the game.
612 home runs in the career of Jim Thome. As good a friend to Charlie Manuel and really many around baseball as you can find. Just a good man. And that's the thoughts of Jim Thome. Little League University providing web-based training for coaches, umpires, league volunteers, and parents. You can watch videos, review practice plans, or just see some ideas on how to improve your boy or girl when it comes to doing things as simple as playing catch in the backyard. Visit and join for free at littleleagueuniversity.org today. Universally liked, right, Jim Thome?
Absolutely.
Yeah, disappointed I didn't get to go to the Phillies Wall of Fame induction. They inducted Jim this year. He is a class act. Boy, I tell you, people in Philadelphia love him.
Drew Wolfram bats. He's the catcher. And the first pitch in there for a strike. So Iowa on the board first. And you talk to the Iowa fans, they kind of are grateful like all to be here, and talked about the trip here and how they would talk amongst themselves about, like, are you kidding? Like, we're going to Williamsport. The winning thing is secondary. We're all spending the summer together. We've been supportive of each other, dealt with things we hoped we never had to deal with, and yet we're going to this place. And now all of a sudden they won 1 and they're leading 1-0 in game 2.
Carl, you know, the thing about this team is they don't give up runs, and you know, we keep seeing teams. Now, look, Carson Myers is pitching really good, but we've seen the 2 teams that passed over their #1, what we've been told is their #1 guy, to face this Iowa team. And you know, you look at what they've done, though, pitching-wise, Dallas. I mean, it's pretty remarkable.
You take a look at those numbers right there, Crucky. To your point, 23 strikeouts, only 1 earned run in the Midwestern Regional, and them having the ability to go to multiple guys, the pitching depth in these tournaments, getting to this point, and even here in Williamsport, is paramount.
They gave up 1 run against California in their opener, and they used 3 pitchers. So that just tells you that they're comfortable with one of the 8 that we talked about earlier, one of the 8 guys throwing them out there to pitch.
And I guarantee you talk to any other coaches or teams that didn't happen to make it this far, and they'll tell you pitching a big part of the reason why.
You know, tough one there for Caden Din. A couple of those were real borderline pitches, but it leads to a walk to the leadoff man here in the 3rd. Patrick Forbes, the #9 hitter, comes up, and Tate Hanks gets some advice from Terry Obie, the first base coach. Hanks has gone on as a special pinch runner.
Let's go.
I was about to say, one thing we haven't seen a ton of at the Little League World Series this year is the 7, 8, 9 guys, get up there and just bunt, which I think speaks to the depth of these teams. They trust them all, and we've seen a lot of guys in that bottom part of the order be major contributors. Look out. That one got Forbes right in the back, and he's in some pain. Get some help there from Terry Obi,
and that's just not a fun spot to be hit. Crookie, you can speak to it probably a little better than I can. Yeah, lower back right under the belt.
I can honestly say I've never been hit with a baseball where it ever felt good. But yeah, that one got him right in the tailbone, I think.
All right, shake it off. We're up. We got guys on first and second. What's that? I understand that, but we can't control that, so we cannot be upset about it, okay? That's not under our control. We know that, right? We don't ever question what they're doing. It's just what is called, and we can't let that get in our heads, right? So let's reset. Let's go. We got first and second. We play good defense. Let's get the out. Let's get the lead out, okay? Let's go. Turn two in the middle.
So that's Dwayne Pineda giving some advice, and we go to the top of the order. And oh boy, Dallas.
Waited on that one and whacked it to a home run. It went over the wall, and Obi has gone deep.
The force has been with him.
And the force is strong, Carl.
And if I'm Michael Seamer, I'm moving back. He's playing up. I don't know if he thinks there's a bunt or, I mean, you're just, the left fielder, center fielder, they got green paint on their backs right now.
A little late on that, but you can see some of the strength that Devin Obi has. It actually sent Dallas jumping out of his chair.
Well, I tell you what, at the big league level and throughout professional sports, professional baseball, obviously, you hear guys talk about the sound of the ball coming off a bat that just sounds differently. Guys like Barry Bonds, guys like Poppy, they just make loud noise. That right there, Devin Obi, that's loud noise.
His dad made some loud noise in the NFL, of course. That man right there, Terry Obi, was a wide receiver, kick returner for 3 years with the Bears and the Vikings. Off the glove of the pitcher, he goes to third for the force. What a good job. Caden Din heads up play.
Athlete! It starts early, Ravi.
When that ball was first hit, if he didn't make contact with this ball right here, as far as Caden Din,
you're thinking
that might be a double play. Well, Obi runs well, but double play. But once that ball deflected, we've seen so many pitchers not be able to find it, not know how to do with it. The athlete, though, gets the force at third. What a big out.
Well, it's just a heck of a job to recover, to keep his wits about him, understand, as they talked about on the mound meeting before, Crookie, hey, let's get the lead out. We'll try to turn two if we can. If not, let's adjust. And remember, we got to get at least one out. Great job.
Spencer Newman has not been retired. He's 4 for 4 in Williamsport, now behind 0-2.
Yeah, it's amazing how when a coach goes out and talks to a kid, more often than not, it's just the emotions get the best of them, and once the coach can calm them down, things seem to get back. Seem to get back in the flow.
Look out! Good job, Chris. Good catch by the catcher. That was right by the head of Spencer Newman.
So see that myth of keep your eye on the ball. You don't really need to. There's no way he could have seen that.
I think he had him if the pitch was a little lower.
Yeah, and the body language of Caden Din right now is a little. I think he thought he might have had that ball for a strike. He was shaking his head and shrugging his shoulder. He needs to get back on track here because Spencer Newman is hot right now.
No.
Another one too. You show Caden Din's face. He put his arms out and he said, "Come on."
Becoming very demonstrative out there.
Ball 4, and loads him back up for the big lefty.
And Crook, as you pointed out, the mountain meetings, especially at this level, are more just to get the emotions back in check. And we'll listen in and hear some more advice. But that's the key, is to get these guys back on track.
Okay, come on. I see you out here. You're struggling with the calls. You gotta shake that off your head. Okay, you gotta get it out of your head. Okay, we have no control over that. You pitch your game, you're gonna be fine. Got it? All right. Go get this guy. I'm gonna give you this one. If you get him, I'll keep you in. All right. Let's go get him. All right.
So second trip out there, and again, this is sort of the beauty and the beast of Little League, is you're trying to get a 12-year-old boy, 13-year-old boy, to control his emotions.
Well, this may be a ball game, but there's life lessons to be learned here as well, not just scoreboards.
And for Iowa, Josh Larson has begun to throw. And look, nobody knows the players, having been with them for so long, nobody knows the players better than the coaches themselves and the fellow players. Take a look at the coaching staff over there. So we bring Jackson Moore up. Jackson Moore was originally, as I said, scheduled to be the number 3 hitter. And John Guthrie pinch hit for him in the first. And now we're in the third, and Moore is going to swing with the bases loaded. Back up the middle, fielded by Din. He'll come home with it. Wow, he gets the force. I tell you, there have been 2 plays where Din has been able to save himself. He was thinking about going to second, realized I got to force it home. I'll go there.
Well, he was definitely in the mindset of a double play, but he remembered, if we've got a speedy runner, there's a good chance we don't double him up. He was already on the ground. A great job to quickly react, get the lead runner at home, save the run, and again, ultimate goal, at least get one out.
Turner Nuttmeyer popped up and off the screen.
How big of a job would this be if Caden Din can get out of this inning? I mean, usually you see, like, a couple guys get on base, you see some, 2 or 3 punch outs to end the inning, and they're putting the ball in play. Caden Din's making some plays on him, though.
Yeah, he's been right in the middle of it.
Devin Obie's got real good speed at third base on a pass ball or wild pitch. That one got away. Here comes Obie. Safe. And a real good read by 24.
Well, you mentioned it, Carl. Speed over at third, and Obie, he doesn't second guess himself. Does a great job of reading the ball in the dirt. That downward angle kicks away just enough. In there.
Yeah, how has this game been kind of mirror images of each other? Wild pitches, scored the only 2 runs.
Ahead 1-2, another runner at third base if the ball gets away from the catcher. Din flexing that shoulder of his. He's thrown almost 50 pitches here.
A good play by Owen Dawson right there to block that one and keep it in front. I mean, it looks like he's got.
Yeah, he's saying his shoulder's hurting him, and that's got to be it for Caden Din.
Time! Time! Blue time!
Started rubbing that shoulder, so Caden Din's going to be replaced.
This time out told me it doesn't matter. He told me.
Okay.
And this is a sight you never want to see.
All right, wait for him. Wait for him here.
What's going on here?
From the shoulder, that's bicep tendonitis. That's because he's
I'll take it. Let's go, buddy. Hey, you did a great job. Okay? Good job. All right.
All right, so Dean's coming out, rubbing that right shoulder, and obviously we all hope that this is nothing serious, given his age.
If memory serves me correctly, Carl, didn't he catch the first game? So he's their best catcher. You know, wonder if that will he be available for the rest of this World Series?
Yeah.
No problem. Okay, just go get him. All right.
It's okay.
Do what you do. You're good.
So Dean out and Josh Larson in, and because this is an injury replacement, he'll have as many pitches as he needs to warm up, but he's already been warming in the pen. So we'll be back, and we'll likely be playing baseball as soon as we return. All right, back here at the Little League World Series with Dallas Braden, John Kruk. I'm Carl Ravitch. And we had a pitching change, and we were able to kind of listen in a little bit to some of the conversation once Caden Din went over to the dugout, and it appears as if it's just more sort of ache than anything that felt like a sharp pain. And I'm sure that some of the walks and some of the disagreements with the umpire may have contributed to it. Josh Larson's on the mound now. He got the win in their first game, and he inherits a tough spot. But he gets Turner Notmeyer, so he got a 3-2 pitch. He threw a strike and gets the strikeout. That'll do it. The wheels are back on as we head to the bottom of the third. Kentucky and Iowa. The game is tied 1-1. Welcome back, everyone. It's opportunity to get autographs just about anywhere. Look at that shirt with all the signatures. Team Italy signing now. Kentucky leading Iowa here tonight, and it's time for our family interview. It's brought to you by Heinz, and we go down to Jamie.
Carl, thanks so much. Dugout right on cue here, taking some photos and smiling for the camera. But right behind dugout is where we are sitting, and I'm actually with the great-grandfather and the grandfather of JT Garcia. This is Roy J. Garcia. He is 92 years old. He did not make it here in time for the game on Friday night, but you're here now, and what do you think of Williamsport and the Little League World Series?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think about this place?
This is awesome.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I always thought about trying to make it here with my team. That was back in late 50s, and we got a chance to come in 1961. We got as far as Wisconsin, and then we were eliminated.
Oh, wow. And you coached for 12 years?
I coached him.
You coached him, and he coached?
Yeah, and
he coached everybody else, too.
Yeah.
And JT is up to bat right now, and it looks like a foul ball there, so we'll keep talking to you. I know you got in Friday night. You had a bit of a travel delay. You had a delayed flight. Had to take an Uber from Pittsburgh to here.
Yes.
What was that like?
Well, I'll tell you, I could hardly wait to get here, but I'm glad we had the laptop on this one.
So you watched the game on the ESPN app and on your iPad.
Yeah.
What did you think of JT's home run?
I couldn't believe it. I broke down, had tears. My daughter said, "That's okay, Dad. That's all right. You're entitled to do that." So yeah, it was pretty awesome to see my great-grandson do that, really.
You know what? It's okay that you had tears in your eyes. I think this entire section had tears in their eyes. I had tears in my eyes. It was a very special moment.
Yes, it was for us, really, for me, really. It's just something that you don't expect in your lifetime, and I'm having it. And I told my grandson, JT's father, because he took me to the War Memorial in Washington back in 2009, and he took me on a flight. And he said, "This is just another one of my world." What do you call it? Seventh world.
7 wonders of the world?
Right.
All right.
And this is the other one that he's given me.
All right, that's well said. I'm going to let you enjoy the game. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's go, Jack. Let's go, Jack.
Thank you, Jamie. Wonderful. A great grandfather. Great grandfather. I mean, I think they got confused. He was sort of like, I got a grandfather, I have a son, great grandson, coached them all, and he's here today at 92 years young. I don't know, John. I mean, the eighth wonder of the world. This place may very well be one of those.
I thought the Astrodome, they said the Astrodome was, but let me tell you, I've been in the Astrodome. This is
way
a
better.
heck of a lot nicer. Trust me.
I'm going to need a tip on the Uber driver from Grandpa, that's for sure.
I know you will.
I'm 0 for Uber out here.
I'll tell you about.
Well, JT struck out. Michael Seamer grounded out to the shortstop, and now Jack Emanuel bats with 2 down in the bottom of the third of a 1-1 game. That's a pretty neat inning for the lefty, Carson Myers. He picks up his 5th strikeout, and the lefty was locked in. He goes through 2, 3, and 4 in the order and throws minimal pitches. We'll continue Little League World Series action right here on ESPN. Welcome back, everyone. South Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the Little League World Series. Before the game, they handed out the Urban Initiative Award, and the winner of that was Ben Ravenel. That was prior to our game tonight. As prior to each game earlier today, we saw the Challenger Award winner, Matt Pokorny, and tonight Ben Ravenel for the Urban Initiative Award. As Little League thanks its volunteers in a big way. They want to thank dedicated folks who make the program so special for the millions of kids that play it worldwide. And they also extend their appreciation to the official sponsors like New Era Cap Company, Subway, and all the volunteers who we see around the ballparks. Men and women in green help usher people around here. Umpires, moms and dads, the uncles, and certainly the fans. Kentucky fan for a day. So you can rotate who you root for here in Williamsport. Earlier today, we saw the team from Enwell, New York, which is roughly 112 miles or so from here. Huge crowds have been following those kids. They're 2-0. And in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the Lion ready to roar tonight. We'll get to some defensive shifts. They move Jake Pemble into center field, Cade Godwin into right, Tyler Moore's in left, and around the infield, Seamer at third. Miles Risley stays at short. Jack Emanuel at second. Garcia at first. Owen Dawson behind the plate. Myers Head and Mason Williams due up this inning for Bowling Green, Kentucky. And this one is laced to center field, and it's going to get down in front of the center fielder, Pemble, who will throw it back in. Nice job of hitting by the pitcher, Carson Myers.
2 big hits for Carson Myers in this game, and it's always a good sign when you get that leadoff guy on.
That's right, Rookie. 2 big leadoff singles.
Pretty good play by Jake Pemble to cut that ball off and get it back in. Keep Myers at first base.
Third straight inning that the leadoff runner has gotten on for Kentucky. Isaiah Head looks at a called strike from Larson.
And now Isaiah Head went down to warm up last inning when the team from Kentucky was batting, and you wonder if they would have taken the lead last inning if they'd have brought him in to pitch. I don't know why. Carson Myers is pitching pretty good.
Pitched well and pitched very efficiently with just 59 pitches.
We talked about it at the top of the broadcast. Works efficiently, works quickly. That helps him. That helps the umpire. That helps the defense behind you.
Head behind 0-2. Ooh, that was close. Really looked like the home plate umpire, Jeff Stewart, wanted to call it a strike.
Hey, for the most part, when you watch enough of these games, a pitch just off the plate inside might not more than likely won't get called, but a pitch, a few inches off the plate will get called.
Head got the head of the bat on that one.
Goodness, Coach Obi over there with the NFL background can get out of the way of that one.
So Head will take another shot at it at 1-2, and he was a kid that was cut from the 10-year-old team. And he swings and misses at that with a good swing. And we look forward to seeing Isaiah Head hit and really pitch at some point here in Williamsport. So Head retired for the first out of the inning. And that brings up a pinch hitter, Kyle Snyder.
Kyle Snyder, the man they call Jimbo.
Just because?
Because that's what it says in my research packet.
Kyle Snyder, let's go Jimbo.
Middle name, maybe his first name.
We got the nickname Jimbo from Grandma.
Yep.
Went to visit her when she was in the hospital. Sometimes medication can get the best of us.
There you go, John. He's heading back down to the bullpen.
He should be loose. He's ran down there twice.
If you were a little leaguer, John, and you had to warm up and the coach said go down there again, would you say you're good?
Absolutely.
I'm all set.
Yeah, hold on. Let me finish this fried Oreo. I'll get right down there for you, Coach. I don't think I played on a field that had a bullpen.
Right.
Till junior college, I think. Yeah, Little League high school, we didn't have any.
Yeah, not here either. You're just warming up on the side of the field, playing catch with your outfield partner. Maybe someone squatting on the line.
Roughly 45 or so feet away. I don't know.
Ish.
Kyle Snyder saw that one coming and he fouled it off.
All right, now I've never done a game with you. Protocol. The ball comes up here. You or me?
Well, I'm going to have to go with you. I mean, I'm a heck of an athlete. I think undoubtedly I'm probably the best athlete up here. But Truck, you're the pig league defender, my friend. I'd defer to you.
Oh, boy. We're in trouble then, pal.
I think I would defer and just say whoever it's hit towards, let's go for that. That would have been yours. That would have been you, John. I don't think we want to interfere. Like, we don't want hands in front of faces. We're all capable.
Yeah,
like, look.
Take a look.
See? Backed up. Let him get it.
Resident athlete.
His ball.
I was just worried when Rob Manfred was up here in the early game. What if you whiffed? Like, you try to protect him and you whiff and it whacks him in the nose.
That's why when it's the atom ball, let's just let the guy catch it it's going towards.
All right.
And call it.
Stay in our lane.
Call it.
Got to communicate.
Spinner, and it falls behind the plate for a foul.
But if it's coming up that quick, how are you going to call it? It's like a line drive back to the pitcher. You don't hear them calling it.
You got to read and react. There's a good chance Ravi will be under the desk, so it's going to be me and you, Kruggy.
Whoa. Ravi didn't get under the desk the last time. Let's back off the Ravi bashing here.
Third person.
In the dirt, you're looking down there at first base, and Myers watch that ball trickle towards the mound and stayed put.
It's got to be you.
Wow, maybe Isaiah Head's not ready, John. The pitch that he warmed up with has now made its way to center field on the field.
Normally not good when the center fielder has to retrieve it. Look, he picked it up. The center field picked it up. Like, where'd this come from?
No, see, fellas, that's a tactic. And trust me, out in Oakland with bullpens on the field, guys not quite ready, you might let one sail. Maybe one gets by just a little to buy a few more seconds.
Whoa, remember when Aroldis Chapman and Wrigley hit the umpire? that one hurt.
This one's into left center field. It's going to get down. It's cut off out there, but heading to third is Myers into second. And standing up is the pinch hitter, Kyle Snyder. Way to go, Kyle.
Jimbo delivers big. Continued to battle throughout the entire AB. Gets that breaking ball up in the zone, Crookie, and he delivers.
He really did. And Pemble was playing him a shade toward right field. He had a long way to go. Carson Myers chugging around to third base, and Kentucky now has some something going.
They got some business here, and we do too. Let's go down to Jamie.
Yeah, Carl, Kyle's dad, Kevin, is a singer in a rock band. He had to fly to Iowa on Friday for a concert. So on his way back, he actually experienced a canceled flight, a delayed flight, and right in the airport just started praying for rain in Williamsport. Said he prayed for about an hour so he could make it back in time for this game here. And as we now know, I guess those prayers were answered yesterday.
So it was his. So we can
It's
blame
his fault,
him.
yeah.
We can blame him. Wow, that's some strong prayer or some good vocal tunes to bring rain like he did.
Must be able to hit the high note.
Special pinch runner. Rain. It's Davis Moran.
Little Josh Donaldson in him. Little bringer of rain.
Bringer of rain. Tate Hanks bats now. This is what we were talking about, though. When you look at lineups and you bring substitutes in off the bench, they don't just have to get up there and bunt. Double there from Snyder. And now Hanks looks very comfortable at the plate. They've had their chances. They are 0 for 5 with runners in scoring position. On the ground to first. Garcia gets it. He goes home with it. He didn't go to first, and the run comes in. I'm not sure if JT didn't think he'd be able to get to first base in time to make that play, so he came home. And nobody out, and they get a run.
Yeah, Carl, watch JT Garcia right here. Hard hit ball, 1 hop, 2 hop. He gets on it short, but once you struggle getting it out of the glove, and this is something you learn as the further on you go, that clock in your head, you understand that if you bobble it getting out of your hand, get the sure out at first base, give them the run. You have to feel like, you know, with 3 more at bats, you should be able to score another run. And you know, now you're looking at the potential of a bigger inning.
I don't think he had a play at first either. I think he just had to almost swallow the ball.
Well, he did a great job of making a diving play, knocking it down, keeping it in the infield. I think you're right, Ravi.
Now Trent Warden, another pinch hitter. He does square to bunt. Pretty close, too. It's a safety squeeze action with the runner at third base. But Davis Moran's going to go back to third. You think it's easy being a third base coach? Watch third base coach. Watch Rick Kelly. Here. Oh!
Looks like Rick was ready to get back to third base, too.
He was going back the hard way, though.
Ooh, we missed the bat. Then the catcher missed it. And I think we got the umpire in the mask.
You're supposed to get that, man.
Listen to this. Ouch.
Man.
Fine, man.
And then Jeb said to the catcher, Owen Dawson, you're supposed to catch that one.
Hey.
Warden pulled back. He's got 2 strikes on him. All right, we're set to play again. 5'91" pounder. Trent Warden down there at third base is Davis Moran, who's a special pinch runner. We got 1 out. Kentucky's gone on top, 2-1. Josh Larson struggling a little bit here to find the plate. I think the message that I just saw from Rick Kelly was, you're down there at first base. We want you to run, Tate Hanks. You just go.
Move up.
And I think first base coach Obi has gone over to him a couple times saying, let's go.
2-2. And that's going to be an out, so they don't get the runner up to second base. And the out is recorded. Little League Grow the Game grant program created to provide local Little Leagues the resources they need for general improvement and to expand or establish Little League softball, Challenger Division, Urban Initiative programs. For more information, visit littleleague.org/grow the game. It's a program that has been utilized by so many around the country to enhance and improve conditions. Big spot in this game right now with 2 outs and Devin Obie up with 2 on.
I'm not sure you would, if you pitch around him, then, you got to pick your poison here because Spencer Newman hasn't made an out yet in this World Series.
Breaking ball in there for a strike to Obie.
And I don't know that these young men have a handle quite yet on the idea of an unintentional intentional. The advice you might give is continue to throw your pitches. Let's see if we can get him to chase out of the zone. But to your point, Crucky, there's no let up behind Obie.
That's a strike. That's a strike. Even though it hit him, that's a strike. I think the replay will show pretty clearly that Devin swung at it, and then it did get him on the shoulder.
Yeah,
even though he tried to hold up.
Yeah, we talk about it a lot, Carl. I mean, big league hitters do it. It needs to be taught early on to be able to get out of the way of those pitches. That pitch is what, 3 or 4 inches away from doing some real damage.
When it comes with tracking pitches as well, to be able to continue to track during an entire at bat teaches you to roll inside with those pitches, expose the back.
I think what I've seen more in the last probably 10 years in baseball, big leagues, coaching Little League throughout the years, is kids stand more now on top of the plate. And if you want to get to an inside pitch, you got to open up quick. And I think that they're susceptible to opening up themselves too much and exposing their upper body and their face to pitches.
And I think the higher you go, you start to see guys become more dead pull hitters. They don't start to use the other side of the field, and they become even more susceptible to things like that, creating those habits that you'd like to see broken.
Counts 1-2. In the dirt, good block, and everybody stays put. I'm sure Josh Larson out there on the mound is very aware of the significance of the moment here, especially with the best pitcher set to enter the game apparently for Kentucky, and he's a shutdown pitcher. On the corner, he threw a fastball, and he gets the called 3rd strike. That is huge for Josh Larson and Iowa. The pitching has been what's carried them so far, and he gets the called 3rd strike there. Welcome back. ESPN's continuing coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. As you look down at both the stadiums here, unbelievable facilities. As we remind you, our fresh take from Williamsport is brought to you by Subway. Panama a winner today. Esmith Pineda gave you 5 innings. He struck out 11. Panama looks very, very formidable. And Australia only loses by a run. New York wins again, 3-1 the final score. We've seen 2 outstanding pitching performances. Ryan Harlost and now Michael Mancini with 13 strikeouts. And South Korea just doesn't know what it's like to lose at the Little League World Series. This is their 4th trip here, and they remain perfect, 13-0. Canada in a chow down mode right now.
My favorite team
in the stands. It is grub time.
Not going to find much poutine out here, but they are all over the fried dough. Saw a couple of those boys walking around a little earlier.
Not going to find what?
Poutine.
What's that?
Yeah, you talk to Adnan about it. French fries, gravy.
I like French fries with gravy.
Yeah.
I didn't know that's what it was called.
I got you pegged for poutine.
You know,
just simplify it.
Back in that foreign country I grew up in West Virginia, we called it French fries and gravy.
Well, Carson Myers stays on the hill.
Well, you go, Mr. Kitch.
Hey, Carl, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. He's pitching great.
He is pitching great. Josh Larson, who went in for Caden Din, who left the game with what appeared to be some type of shoulder ache. Larson looks at one on the corner. That's the strike call that he just got.
And hopefully Mr. Larson continues to roll, because in his future, he wants to be an ESPN sports announcer for baseball. Carl, we're in danger.
Well, we could certainly, as somebody just said, we could use one.
Carl's out.
Bring that to Adnan, too. All right, aerial coverage brought to you by DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. We got to get Larson up here in the booth. You tune into the game tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. You will, in fact, hear some children help call the game. Some of the Little Leaguers will be in the booth with Jay Crawford and Tim Kirkshin. That should be a fun watch, and two good teams with Texas and Japan.
A strike.
There's another strike, a swing and a batter hit by a pitch. Peyton Newhouse.
That tells you how good the break is on the curveball slider slurve pitch that Carson Myers throw.
Pancakes, nickname for Peyton Newhouse.
And he's looking to flatten a fastball.
You're in your wheelhouse, huh? Your comfort zone right now. 64 degrees. You're kind of feeling good about it.
Cool as a cucumber right now, Ravi. Got the greatest game on earth right at our feet. Energy level, packed house.
Oof. Carson Myers pitching a gem right now. Picks up strikeout number 7. Reminder, we have baseball tonight on right after this, and then at 11 at Sports Center. You can end your day on a highlight with Sports Center at night. John Buccigross, John Anderson, they're your host. They'll get the Major League Baseball stories. Little Leaguers here in Williamsport. Follow up on any NFL camp news and everything else from around the world of sports. That's what Sports Center does every night, at night on ESPN. Also streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. 5'2", 98-pounder, Big Jake Pemble steps in now for Iowa. Myers about to throw his 70th pitch. Remember, the winners have a day off. They'll play again on Wednesday. The losers will be right back at it tomorrow. And you can certainly see Isaiah Head throwing perhaps fewer than 20 or 35 pitches, depending on the score.
No. Good skate, kid.
Check out the shift going on in the outfield for the team from Kentucky. Right fielder's guarding the line.
Stacked the right side.
Center fielder.
Ouch. Pemble got hit. They asked if there was a swing, and the appeal is denied, so no swing. And a base runner as Jake Pemble runs off that one. It got him right on the right ankle. There you go, a little high five. We're ready. Yeah.
Who's up?
Get that?
Yeah. Fired up. Let's go. Rub some dirt on it.
Sam Hennis is going to bat. As we remind everybody, the winning team will face New York. That's at 7:30 Eastern Time, and the winner of that game moves into the United States Championship game. The loser gets Rhode Island, and Rhode Island has probably managed its pitching as well as any team's ever managed its pitching at the Little League World Series. Their ace, their best pitcher is Colin Lemieux. He's available again. It'll basically be the 3rd game he has started here.
The lineup, you've done a great job. Let's just get here. We're number 8, and this is a sub, so let's just throw strikes.
That dirt spot, I threw that curveball and it slipped out of my finger.
Okay, if you want another ball, get another ball. but we got to throw strikes right now. Just get this number 8 batter out. Let's go.
Good coaching right there. You're going to get the 8th hitter out if he gets on base. 9th hitter, if you get him out, you lead off the 5th inning. Iowa would lead off the 5th inning with the top of the order.
And that's the other beautiful part about this game, Crucky, the honesty, him telling the coach, hey, there's a dirt spot on that ball, and it kind of slipped out of my hand. And I tell you what, the higher you get, maybe you find yourself in the big leagues one day, you might not be so quick to give up that ball.
So you'll use the dirt
to your advantage. It's natural.
They're all cheaters, Carl.
Well, the beautiful part of this game is ball, foul, in the dirt, whatever, pass ball. We just keep using it.
I love it.
Sam Hennis held up. He didn't swing at that. 10 shy of the 85 pitch limit.
They would love for him to get out of this inning, potentially get an out or two in the next one.
That's Isaiah Head, who may very well be the next pitcher. Call, strike 2. Sam's favorite player is Mike Trout. His dad's a teacher. He teaches high school history, government, and economics. And he's the girls' track and field and cross country coach. See Pat, Beth, who's an occupational therapist. Fouled at the plate.
Sam should be in good hands moving forward with Mom being an occupational therapist. Iron out some of those kinks that are inevitably on their way.
That's a ball 4 and 2 aboard. And that may be it for Carson Myers.
A risky pitch right there with the 8th hitter, a pinch hitter up 3-2. You twirling the breaking ball, and he actually, if it was 1-2-2-2,
super job.
might have got a swing on that one.
Wanted to get to. You did a great job. Okay, go in the dugout. Great job. Go to first base.
I need my first base.
Okay, good job.
Well, they are going to bring in their ace. That's Isaiah Head. He comes in from right field, and this will be a little different. Isaiah can throw it.
We're in number 9. So just let's get this out right here. Just take your time. Just throw strikes. You don't have to overthrow. You don't have to do anything. Just take your time right now. Let's get this out. Get in the dugout, and then we've got 2, 3, 4 up. So just throw strikes.
Really hard. And you watch Isaiah on the mound. He throws it in the mid-70s. And he's been their guy that's helped get him here. So Iowa will all of a sudden see some velocity they haven't seen tonight. 2-1, bottom 4, Iowa threatening with 2 on. We'll come back to the World Series. Welcome back, everyone. Isaiah Head, 13 years old, 5'6", 154. His nickname, appropriate for a pitcher, it's Ace. And again, cut as a 10-year-old and desperately wanted to play baseball, would go to the field and watch practice, just hang out behind the fence. And his passion for baseball was recognized, as well as his commitment to becoming a better player. And he is now the best pitcher on this team. See Carson Myers now out of the game. We'll see how many pitches he throws. First pitch he misses, and right away you can see the 71-mile-an-hour velocity from 46 feet away. You push him back to 60 feet, it would be the equivalent of 92. He misses 2-0. Again, the winner tonight plays Wednesday. Devin Obie, the shortstop, is eligible to pitch on Wednesday, and if Myers and the team wins and he throws fewer than 35, he'd be available. Right now he's having a hard time. Isaiah Head, I should say, throwing strikes.
Yeah, you look at the outfield, how shallow they're playing. shifted way over to right field. Devin Obie, we saw what he did first game, dominant.
And that's a product of the velocity from Isaiah Head. Not many guys going to be able to get the foot down on time and turn around that 71, 72 mile an hour fastball.
The 3-1 to Cade Godwin. Oh, he thought he had a walk.
I thought he did too. Yeah. That's a pretty good pitch. We'll give him that one.
Well, you made the point earlier.
Been consistent
it looks like,
out there.
Yeah, the outside is where they're going and getting them. The boy Cade made contact. Now we're ready to rip. And he drew the walk, and now we head to the top of the order, and the bases are loaded for Iowa. Iowa's got a lot of fight in them. And a leadoff hitter who has yet to get a hit. I think he knows he's due for one. Mike Risley. Isaiah Head has thrown more balls and strikes, and a manager that's been doing this for 37 years is aware of the situation. A walk ties the game up.
Is he missing outside?
He's missing low.
But not outside?
Yeah, he's missing some outside.
Okay, adjust. You're coming outside, adjust. Come down the middle. Let's go. We can't have all these pitches. Take your time, adjust. Come down the middle. Let's go. Go hard.
Well, how hard is it to adjust?
It's not easy. I can bet you anything. He's trying to adjust. It's a lot easier said than done. He is trying. He's not trying to miss low on purpose. He's not trying to just miss away. But the nerves, and I think the conversation previously was enough foreshadowing to let us know, hey, we could see some nerves get to Isaiah Head in this situation.
Well, you remember the first at bat of the game for Miles Risley. He got a 2-0 count. He swung at a pitch over his head to make it 2-1 and ended up popping out to center field.
On the ground, it stopped, but no play. Everybody's safe now, coming in from third, and Iowa leads it by a score of 3-2. Good base running from Tyler Moore. Boy, Spencer Newman had it at second. He couldn't pick it up, and when he did, it got by Obie, and the run came in from second base.
Yeah, great play, and this is, you know, trying to make too much of it. You know, you're always told, knock it down, knock it down. He knocked it down. Really didn't have a play at second base with a great hustle from the runner on first. And then you see the third base coach for Iowa just waving him in.
Woo! That's power on power as JT Garcia took a big rip at it on that fastball from Isaiah Head. Tyler Moore was the runner on second who came around to score the go-ahead run.
Tell you what, that Mr. Isaiah Head is a little angry right now. It's coming out of his hand a little better.
Joe and Jen, who we've talked about, great-grandfather, all standing. Down the line, but foul, and just foul. Good matchup here, huh?
It's power on power, as you said, Ravi.
You wonder if Isaiah Head might try to drop a little breaking ball in here just to change something up. Even if he bounces it, he might get a swing. If he doesn't, then he can go back with a fastball. I think you keep throwing a good hitter like this, fastball after fastball, eventually he's going to time it.
Chased that one, but Iowa does a great job against very good pitching from Kentucky. That was the runner, the second runner, Tyler Moore, who scored that go-ahead run on a good read on a ball that was kicked around a little bit by Kentucky. The fans are loving it. Little League Baseball at its best here tonight as we take a look at our Honda game summary. Not a lot of hits, only 7 between the two teams, but Iowa and Kentucky battle on to the 5th inning with Iowa leading 3-2. It's become a bullpen game, and we'll see what happens here in the last couple of innings. Of course, Little League Baseball just 6 innings in length. And the winner tonight goes to 2-0, the statistic that people kind of hold on to. The last 8 World Series champions all started 2-0, and 13 of the last 14 2-0. We've seen how strong New York has been on the United States side. Wide open on the other side, South Korea, Panama, Curacao. 2, 3, 4 due up for Bowling Green, Kentucky, top of the 5th inning. This is Spencer Newman. 4 for 4 and a walk. He has not been retired yet. Good pitch.
It's a big inning for if you're from the team from Iowa right here. You know, the quicker you get out of this inning, the less chance you have of facing Devin Obie in the 6th inning.
There you go, Mr. Kitch. There you go, Beth.
Spencer Newman, big football guy. Favorite quarterback, Russell Wilson. He is a Cowboy fan, a man after my own heart, but doesn't know if Romo can stay healthy this season.
He's losing sleep over the Romo factor.
Not losing any sleep here. Continues to put on a show.
And you grew up in the 209, and yet you're a Cowboy fan.
Well, you walk around with a name like Dallas, Ravi, you really get pigeonholed.
I never looked at it that way. Back up the middle and a good start.
Can't get him out.
Spencer Newman has reached base every time he's been at the plate. Want to remind everybody, Tuesday, a special night. Jacoby Ellsbury, the Yankees take on the Mariners, and Cano, Cruz, and Seager. The most significant part of all of it, I think from the viewer's perspective, you'll be able to listen to Ken Griffey Jr., the Hall of Famer, help describe the action. He'll be joined in the booth by Rick Sutcliffe and John Shambi. So again, Ken Griffey Jr., the Hall of Famer, in the booth. His ESPN color analyst debut.
The Kid.
The Kid will be in the booth. That's at 10 o'clock Eastern time on Tuesday.
Backwards hat mandatory.
Guthrie, big hack at it. This one might be playable. Seamer, Risley. Oh, good effort out there by Moore. It's a foul ball. Just the one suggestion you'd give to the Kid, either one of you guys, as he gets into the booth. We watch this effort here by Moore.
It's Ken Griffey Jr.
Doesn't need any help.
Oh, what are you going to tell me? I gave my suggestion. Backwards hat. Next.
Just talk. Tell stories.
Just do you.
Ball.
You got to make sure that Shambi and Sutcliffe let him talk.
Yeah, that's a challenge. Guthrie was great in the regionals. He hit .571.
Yeah, a weird lineup change. Remember, he came, or what we thought that Jackson Moore was going to start.
Right.
Then Guthrie came in to hit in the 1st inning. Guthrie had to hit in the 3rd inning with men on base. You know, remember the first at bat for Guthrie, hit that ball to deep left field.
3-1, good pitch to hit. Nope, it's ball 4, and just like that, Josh Larson, given a 1-run lead, has given up a hit and a walk. Here comes the manager, Dwayne Pineda.
Hey, you're doing a great job for me. Again, you're at pitch count level, okay?
Why do you want me to throw a changeup?
Did he call a changeup?
He called me a changeup on the single base.
Okay, well, on what count level? Did Rob call a changeup? I want to make sure signals are all right.
Oh, yeah, he did.
All right, I'll talk to him. It's not a big deal. That's right. Okay? Shake him off. If you don't want to call it, shake him off. Okay? You're going to go to third. Look at me. You're fine. You did a great job. We got the lead, right? You did your job. Let's go, Mike. All right?
Good job.
But does it get any better than call a changeup? Well, what count? I don't know. Did he call a changeup? Yeah, he did.
Just double checking.
Yeah, all right, I'll go talk to him.
You called a changeup, didn't you? Maybe I did. I don't even know what I called.
What's for dinner?
So they go to Michael Seamer, one of the better pitchers for this team from Iowa. Seamer has been part of the successful effort in their first win. And Larson goes over to third base. Not an easy spot to inherit with a couple of base runners on, nobody out in the top of the 5th inning. You see what he did Friday against California. He came in for an inning and he struck out 2 and didn't walk anybody through 23 pitches. The sleeves got to come off. And now we're just about set. I want to remind everybody, Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's continues Tuesday, Japan, Texas. So this is great. We're going to have kids call that game, and then the kid Tuesday night call the Major League game.
Sensing a theme.
It's all about, this whole thing's about the kids. 1, 3, 5 ESPN at 1 and 3 ESPN 2 at 5 for Australia and Curacao. And then Tennessee and California will be on at 7:30. And then head right into the Major League game with a little baseball tonight, love, in between, time permitting.
I got that Canada-Mexico game.
Is your buddy going to be on the mound there? Siniscalchi, is he available? Not sure.
Yeah, he pitched first day, Thursday, right? Was Thursday the first day?
It was, yeah.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Pull it back.
I don't know. What's tomorrow?
He's available Wednesday.
No, we're not going to see him then.
Yeah. There have been some very powerful pitchers that we've seen here in Williamsport. So Larson goes over to third. Michael Seamer will pitch. And Turner Notmeyer will bat now with 2 on.
Well.
Big spot here. You see Kentucky looking to create a little bit more offense, get themselves into scoring position, 2 runners potentially, forcing the defense to play catch.
Boy, heading bunt in the first pitch, he gets a ball 1, they turn him loose. Of course, he is the 4th hitter on this team.
Step out. Step out!
I think he wants him to step out.
Yep, here's
Wasn't
the
quite
sign.
Sure.
Just take a look at the sign before you do anything.
And you look where Larson's playing, you look where JT Garcia's playing. He lays down a good bunt right here. They might not get anyone.
Seamer, according to the coach, is best player all around on the team. Never gets shaken, and he's got that same sort of game face on all the time.
You talk to a lot of his teammates, they'll even tell you he's probably the best hitter, best pitcher on the squad. Got a lot of confidence in him.
And you know, because these kids are all stars in their league, you wonder how many of them have actually bunted, because we've seen throughout this Little League World Series, you know, kids struggling to get a ball down.
Yeah, you can see trying to move the 2 runners into scoring position, but this is a cleanup hitter who's used to probably swinging the bat more often. And now a 2-2 to Notmeyer.
Well, I think Carson Myers coming up next is 2 for 2, and he's hit the ball hard both times. You wonder if they're just trying to get runners over for him to try to get this game tied or put him ahead.
Now that got him on the elbow, so that'll load the bases up. And struggles for Michael Seamer as he comes in to pitch. No doubt it hasn't been the cleanest pitched game yet, and yet both teams have struggled enough that it's been a very tight game. This team from the Great Lakes came here and actually played their regional championship game here in Williamsport. The rain caused them to make the drive here. Myers actually hit a home run in that game here at Lomity Stadium. An odd set of circumstances, but that is what happened.
And what a great call by Little League. You know, get both teams out here, give them that experience. You know, obviously one of them's not going to be able to stay, but you've made the trip here. You get a little taste. It's a great job by the Little League baseball to
rain suspended that game. It was between Kentucky and Michigan, the state champions, that began Saturday morning. And you can see they played an inning in Indy. And then it was suspended. They drove 10 hours on a bus to Williamsport. And then Monday, roughly, I think it was less than 12 hours later, they were on the field, and Kentucky beat Michigan 7-2 here at the stadium. And again, Myers hit a home run, and he's the guy coming up now. He's 2 for 2 with a couple of singles. We got him loaded. The first baseman, Garcia, is playing way in as well at third base, Larson.
Right behind it.
Myers fouls it off. Spencer Newman's down there at third. Guthrie's at second. Myers at first. There's Matt Myers, dad looking on, kind of pensive. Huh. Got the rock going from left to right.
Got the Leo Mazzoni roll going, doesn't he?
No nerves there.
Called on the inside corner. Haven't seen that one called too often. It's now 0-2. A lot more nervous in the stands than on the field. And he got him. That big second strike call set that pitch up, and the strikeout for Seamer. Kentucky's now 0 for 9 with runners in scoring position.
And Carson thought that pitch was a little high before, and he gets that high fastball up out of the zone, and he felt like he needed to go after it.
Now here's a chance for Isaiah Head. He came in and, remember, struggled a little on the mound and allowed Iowa to grab a 3-2 lead. Big, powerful hitter from the left side.
He struck out twice in this game, Carl, and that, you know, look again, you know, yes, he's an accomplished pitcher, but when you watch him swing, he has a pretty swing. This looks like, to me, he's been over swinging this whole game. And that causes you to slow up.
Ooh, he almost got hit. Had he gotten hit, we're tied.
I don't know how that missed him.
He went 2 for 6 at the regionals, did Isaiah. How close it comes here.
Whew. And there you go, Crucky. A little better job of rolling with that pitch inside, exposing the back.
That one gets away. Coming in from third and scoring the tying run is Spencer Newman. And just like that, they give it back. That's why the bunt play was on, to try to get the runners in scoring position. That's been the theme of the night, scoring on pass balls and wild pitches.
An interesting decision here for Iowa. 3-3 game. They're going to have the infield playing in with runners on second and third.
Anything they can do to cut down that go-ahead run. 3-3 ball game, but hits at a premium.
Seamer and Dawson got to make sure no other balls get by. John Guthrie's dancing around on third base.
And we mentioned it when Caden Din had to leave the game. He is their best catcher. And Dawson's been doing a great job. But you wonder if those balls might have, of course, he threw one of the wild pitches, but did Caden then.
Important to be able to block something here.
3-2. He's going to call a strike 3. Another one that catches a piece of the inside corner, and Seamer, it's a big strikeout. Now comes Mason Williams.
And here's a fear. Michael Seamer, you can't relax. Like, all right, we got 2 big outs here. Infield can move back. This is full bore. Go get him right now.
Williams had a hit at the regionals. He was 1 for 4. 0 for 1 tonight. Temperature has dropped to about 63 degrees here tonight in Williamsport, much chillier than it's been. That one's away, 2-0. Well, the idea that they weren't going to see Devin Obie bat again, that's now disappeared. At the very least, he'll get a chance to bat in the top of the 6th. Foul ball out of play. They got 3 runs. They have only 5 hits, but they're 0 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Both pitching staffs have helped the other offenses. Seamer struggles. No one has really found a rhythm on the mound tonight.
I think effectively wild would be a good way to describe some of these outings.
For a while, it looked like Carson Myers had it. Here's your 3-1. In there, 3-2 as he swings through it. Ball 4, they're loaded. A lot of stress in the stands tonight. Imagine if this was an elimination game.
No kidding. There's some stress on the field, too. Boy, Miles Risley, I saw him coming in from shortstop, shaking his head, threw his glove up in the air.
And for the folks at home, no need to adjust your TV sets at pitch time. The hush falls over the crowd. Everybody is so tuned in to what's happening.
Drew Wolfram with the bases loaded, and Seamer either feast or famine, strikeout or walk. There's a strike. Good catch. Owen Dawson stuck the glove up and landed in it.
I don't think he knew he had that one there for a second.
On the ground to second. Fielded cleanly. Throw to first for the out. All right, we're starting all over again. We are tied 3-3 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Kentucky and Iowa.
Little League World Series is presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes cereal. They're great.
Well, what's at stake? The winner of this one plays Wednesday, 7:30 Eastern Time against New York. Loser plays tomorrow at 3 Eastern against Rhode Island, a Rhode Island team that will have its best pitcher Colin Lemieux available. Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. The Baseball Tonight crew chomping at the bit, ready to get it started. Why is there some anxiety and angst in the stands? It behooves you to start 2-0. 8 consecutive World Series champions started 2-0. It really has been dominated by the international teams, mostly Japan, but they have been eliminated 0-2. Last chance to watch the team from Japan is tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. So Dallas Braden, John Kruk, Jamie Sire down on the field, Carl Ravitch up here.
Carl, who's going to do the game? The kids. Do we know who they are yet?
No, we haven't picked them yet. Or they're going to go through some real rigorous audition. I think it'll be a blast to listen to that game at 11 a.m. Nobody can talk to children like Tim. There's a handful of kids who've been identified as folks that they'll move in and out of the booth.
No.
Michael Seamer leads this off, and he hits it in the hole. Obi covered ground. Jump throw. No. Carson Myers just couldn't scoop it. And Seamer reaches. Obi made a real good job. I mean, it shows how quick he is to get over there.
Well, it's a great first step, Carl. To your point, he puts himself in position, understands he's got to hurry, backhand throw. The Jeter-esque jump throw from the hole. And Carson Myers just unable to complete the play on the back end. Tough play for the lefty over there at first.
Isaiah Head continues to throw. This will be his 20th pitch. He goes over this threshold. He will not be eligible to pitch tomorrow if they end up losing the game. Jack Emanuel. That one goes to the backstop, down to second. Obi did a nice job to get out of the way of the sliding Seamer.
You don't have to overthrow. You don't have to overthrow. Just take your time. These guys are not going to be able to hit your fastball, but if you try to overthrow it, you're just going to move them around the bases. So take your time, just throw strikes. Be confident in your off speed, and you're fine. Settle down.
We're watching Isaiah Head, who shut down Essexville Hampton Little League during his time on the mound there. The Michigan State champs managed just one hit off him when they played the end of that game here at Lomity Stadium. He allowed 1 earned run, walked 3, struck out 10. And that's what got this Bowling Green Little League into the World Series.
Hey, after a visit to the mound, that first pitch coming off that mound visit, pretty good little cheddar.
Coming in hot.
He's got a smile from Jack Emanuel, actually, the hitter who swung at it.
And now they're going to try to do anything they can to get Michael Seamer over to third base.
Well, third base has been the gateway to home with the wild pitches and pass balls.
Right. 3-2.
(3-2) to Emanuel. Strike 3. Good pitch there after that meeting. Isaiah Head strikes him out.
We heard the coach talk about trust your stuff. Don't try to overthrow. These kids aren't going to be able to hit your fastball. And sometimes when you have the tools that Isaiah Head does at this level and you understand you can impose your will, you try to do a little more than you might need to. Good job for Isaiah to settle down and get himself back in the zone.
Josh Larson, much better, throws a strike 1. Josh was asked if he won the lottery, what would he do? He wants to own Nike.
Not a bad goal.
Good rip at it. Just wants to own Nike so he can have all the gear.
I don't think that
there's a lottery big enough.
Ever been up to that much. I think they're doing pretty well at Nike.
Well, we just dropped down and went sidearm Laredo.
Well, I tell you what, Ravi, I had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Isaiah Head earlier today, and we went over his pitch repertoire, and that's one of the things he mentioned is, you know, sometimes when I'm trying to deceive the hitter, I'll throw my slider from down here, and he gave me that arm motion, you know, from down here.
Yeah, I get you. And he went down there.
And he did.
Here it is. Look.
You see the grip there?
On the ground. Nice job over there at second by Newman for the out. And now, though, down to third base goes Seamer with 2 down. Solid hit there from Larson.
Yeah, good play all around. Larson, hard hit ground ball to second base, and Spencer Newman staying down on that ball. Now here's where we got to watch a wild pitch. I think of the 6 runs, I think 3 or 4 of them scored via the wild pitch.
Wild pitch or pass ball. Owen Dawson bats now. Right field now going back and under it, and making the play is Patrick Forbes. Not necessarily a work of art, but if you like close games, we got one going here. And we got some stress in the stands. Nerves on edge. Nails shortened. Can't bear to watch. We got 1 inning to go as we head to the 6th of a 3-3 game. About 15 minutes after the hour of 10, we welcome you back to ESPN's coverage of the Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Lombardi Stadium, and all these people turn out to watch Little League baseball. They watch it on television, and gotta have your blanket tonight. Temperatures far different than what we've seen, although the humidity expected to return a little bit towards the end of the week. But after yesterday's rain out and washout of all the games, the weather conditions are favorable for more baseball. And it has not been a work of art tonight, but it's a close game. And again, the significance of going 2-0 is there. We got a lot of generations, 4 of them, who are cheering for their hero. And that's Davis Moran, number 9. Go Great Lakes, and look who's coming up right now.
Davis Moran, the man they call DeMarini. Might have a little trouble trying to copyright that later down the road.
Yeah, I can see that. That's out there already. Seamer's first pitch in there for a strike. Seamer and Dawson, pitcher and catcher. Larson, Risley, Emmanuel, Garcia around the infield. And top of the order up after Davis Moran. That means Devin Obie and Spencer Newman will hit this inning. Obie, the home run threat, and Newman, who is 5 for 5 at the Little League World Series. You see them both standing right there, 10 and 24. Good swing from Moran, but it's a strike.
5 for 5 and a walk.
Yep.
For Spencer Newman.
A little high.
That Owen Dawson looking over in the dugout. He wants that one.
Bowling Green Eastern Little League back at the World Series for a 2nd consecutive year, and last year went 2-2. Now he held up, and it's now 3-2. They got 3 players back from last year's team, and 2 of them are due up. Obie and Newman. Carson Myers, the other one that was here last year. (3-2). He threw a good pitch, and it's fouled off by Moran.
huge at-bat here if you're Michael Seamer on the mound. Love to get this first out, knowing you've got some boppers coming up. Obi, Newman.
That missed, and that's a walk and a real good eye from Davis Moran. He's clapping on his way down to first base. I think he knows how important it is. And they have a ton of faith in this guy, Devin Obi.
I'm almost certain he doesn't need to look down at the third base coach and see if he's bumped.
Choke up! Choke up!
Just a guess.
Fair assessment, Crucky.
Choke up!
It's his dad yelling choke up. You can hear him down there. He's the first base coach. Patrick Forbes has gone in as a special pinch runner. Pitch to Obi is high. Well, usually the leadoff man is a good thing getting on. This is the 5th straight inning that they've had their leadoff man on. First game, Obi's home run to left. Late on that one.
Good cut.
His dad, the former NFL player, Bears and the Vikings. Great pitch. 1-2. Now Michael Seamer ahead.
Try to breaking ball him here, try to get that fastball in.
I think he can beat him with the fastball. If he can locate, he might just be able to beat Obi to a spot.
2-2. As one of the returners to Williamsport, his advice to his teammates about the ESPN cameras: don't worry about them and focus on playing the game.
Just a salty vet, Carl.
Pick your poison here. 3-2 with Newman on deck, who hasn't been retired in Williamsport. Walks him.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there for Michael Seamer. He got ahead of the count, and he didn't throw him a pitch that Devin Obi could even think about swinging at. Something a little closer, perhaps he might chase.
Now here's the best hitter on the team so far, Spencer Newman. 2 for 2 tonight, 4 for 4 in the tournament, 5 for 5 I should say, and a walk. And he hits this one to right field. Sliding catch out there is made, tagging, and going to third base, heads up, is Patrick Forbes. Really good catch by Jake Pemble in right field.
An outstanding effort by Pemble. I mean, you can almost rest assured there was contact going to be made off the bat of Spencer Newman, and Pemble does a great job breaking in, as you said, Carl, going into that slide. It's like he might have stuck himself in the ground just a little, struggled getting up, but made the strong throw back into the infield.
I feel like Devin Obi might be taken off here.
John Guthrie, that's hit the batter, then it got the catcher on the foot. And now the bases are loaded. Guthrie gets hit by a pitch, sets up a force out at any base.
Let's go, Turner!
See here, Seamer looking to come inside.
And it's Turner, not Meyer. The cleanup hitter with the infield in, force out at every base. Popped up on the infield. Larson over near the camera well makes the catch.
Wow.
Folks on the Iowa side going crazy as they're out away from getting out of this mess.
And this is a heck of an effort by Larson over here. He's got the camera hanging out over in fair territory. Does a good job of making sure he's got space against the wall. checks the runners. Yeah, that was sweet.
Two good defensive plays. Pemble in right, Larson at third, and now Carson Myers bats. Ooh, good catch there from Dawson.
Another one of those high fastballs from Michael Seamer that Owen Dawson, not sure he knew that was in the mitt.
Patrick Forbes is at third base. Really good speed at second in Obi. That's going to go foul and off the screen. A little stinger.
That aluminum stinger on the bottom hand. And the top hand. Both hands. What the heck?
We're gripping the rally line tight now. The 1-1. Popped sky high. We'll see if Dawson's going to have it come back to him. Oh, he made the catch! He held on to it!
Wow, what a play!
What a tough play that is. It nearly got the screen. It stayed in the glove. And the magic for Iowa continues. Let's go over their defense. Jake Pemble with a sliding catch. And then Josh Larson right near the camera well. No advancement by the bases loaded. And then this. Show it to us, Owen. Go get it. Oh, he held on to it.
Snow cones.
Bottom of the sixth of a tie game coming up.
Look at that little tyke running around.
We're back, and the place has not stopped buzzing after those defensive plays. In particular, the last one by Owen Dawson behind the plate to hold on to it. As Kentucky had its big bats up, and they could not score with the bases loaded. Sixth inning of a key game. You're trying to go 2-0 here at the Little League World Series. And they rub the wristband. The wristband with the Bible verse, all part of the support that the team gives to JT Garcia's mom. Right there, dealing with pancreatic cancer, and a big smile on her face, which is wonderful to see.
There's Dad Joe over there, Jen's wife. He's, I'm sure he's having trouble watching this game. Little nerves.
The winning team gets to deal with the Maine Endwell New York Little Leaguers from just outside of Binghamton, New York. 7:30 Eastern time on ESPN. The losing team's got to deal with Rhode Island Tuesday at 3 Eastern time. We'll see who it's going to be as we begin the bottom of the sixth inning. Umpire jumping out from behind the plate.
It's hard to believe it's only the bottom of the sixth. There's been a lot of action.
JT Puck leaves things off in the bottom of the sixth. One run will win it for him. Isaiah ahead now.
You see JT Puck, after that ball went by him and it missed him, he looked like he put his head down like, shoot, I should have let it hit me.
You see your mom and the dads up there in the stands all rooting them on. And again, regardless of the outcome, I always have said that just being in this moment is what you remember. Puck, a little blooper. Caught by the second baseman, Spencer Newman.
They continue to roll out the leather on both sides. These little dudes are getting after it.
What a jump, and what a good read, and he made it look fairly routine.
This is amazing.
Tyler Moore bats now. Oh, caught.
And it almost feels like Isaiah Head is poised to put the team on his shoulders right now. He's found himself in a nice groove.
Oh, what? He went over the top delivery. Yeah. Old school.
Little Wainwright-esque there, mixing up the look, mixing up the timing.
He's feeling pretty comfortable out there. Check this out.
He went Wainwright to Dice K.
A little delay in there.
Cade Godwin bats. Gets the bat on it. Caught. 6 innings, not enough. We're going to head to the 7th inning. Kentucky and Iowa here at the Little League World Series, tied 3-3. Great game. Well, aerial coverage tonight brought to you by DirecTV. You call yourself a sports fan, you got to get DirecTV. All sorts of excitement as we head to the 7th inning. We're going on a little safari right now with Terry Obie.
What does the lion say?
Rah!
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 Y'all really mean it? Let's go get him, man.
Let's go hits on 3. 1, 2, 3, hits.
That lion is saying something to these kids, and it has all summer long. What does the lion say, Dallas? What does the lion say? Not roar, you get your own. Extra innings for the first time this year at the Little League World Series. Both these teams 1-0, a non-elimination game. Loser plays tomorrow, the winner off until Wednesday. Sometimes games like these can really impact your pitching and what you'd ideally like to do, but you're always focused on just trying to win that game that night. 6, 7, and 8 due up this inning for the team from the Great Lakes. They are the away team. Isaiah Head doesn't get cheated with his swings. I mean, he'll go up there looking for some bat and ball to meet. He looked great on the mound the last half inning, as good as he's looked.
Struggled a little bit at the plate. A few strikeouts, but the power is there.
This one is ripped into the gap. It gets down and slams against the wall. Head into second. And he'll stay there with a double and the hardest hit ball of the night. He's a really good baseball player.
Yeah, 3 strikeouts. A lot of kids would probably be sulking a little bit after 3, but like Dallas said, a little short, compact swing, a little Chase Utley abbreviated follow through it. You can tell how big a kid he is. That ball jumped off the bat. Now he's in scoring position with no outs. Of course, we've seen this. It really doesn't matter. It doesn't. I only got 7 innings on my scorecard, so
that makes 2 of us. We got action, Crookie.
That might have to happen here.
Davis Moran has gone in as a special pinch runner. Leadoff runner aboard. They did that in the 2nd inning. They did that in the 3rd inning. They did it in the 4th inning, 5th inning, and 6th inning. Here they are in the 7th with the leadoff runner on. And yet only 3 runs. There's been only 10 hits in the game. Only 1 error as well. The goal will be to get Moran to 3rd base any way they can.
We've talked about the wild pitches, and you just touched on only 1 error Ravi, and I think that's something that everyone takes away from these tournaments is the outstanding defense played on both sides of the ball, and we see it again tonight.
A little high. 0 for 14, guys, with runners in scoring position.
Michael Seamer doesn't start to get locked into the bags are full.
Kyle Snyder's got a 3-0 count. 3-1.
I think he's taking another one.
I think he's got to. 3-2, make him throw strikes.
Nobody out. Don't run into an out over here.
Devin Obie is 3 hitters away.
Thank you, Doug.
No question, Kentucky's had more chances. Been in this situation before. We're going to see a bunt to try to move him up.
You would think, but that's a strange one here.
Tate Hanks, pinch hitter. I've noticed as the game has moved on, Jeb Stewart's calls behind the plate starting to lose a little of their enthusiasm.
Run it down third. Just shortly, softly.
Kind of go with the ball. Take your base. Strike.
Just time for him to blend in right now.
Well, we go.
Got all kind of action.
We got action.
Come here. Okay, I'm going to call coverage 3, but we're going to change it up. Coverage 3 is going to be Josh, you're going to charge. Miles, you're covering third.
Okay.
JT, you charge. Jack, you're covering second. We're going to leave second base open, okay?
First base open.
No, you're going to cover first.
I'm charging.
JT's charging. You're covering first. You're charging. You're covering third. Okay? You got the middle. Okay? Here we go.
I love it. The kids were right because he first said you cover second. So we're going to leave first open.
Good.
Hold on. No.
Nope. Coach, we got it. And that just goes to show these kids are in this ball game every single pitch. They know what to expect.
So Larson's going to charge from third. That's where the bunt's supposed to go if there is a successful bunt. We take the bunt off.
Bunt it softly to third or take a full hack.
Tate, it has to be here.
How does he do it? Get into trouble, get out of trouble.
Just got to make it interesting, Crucky.
Outside to Tate Hanks. Evens up the count 2-2. The inning started with a double from Isaiah Head. They brought in a special pinch runner for him, Devin Moran. He's standing there at second base. And Kyle Snyder, he walked. On the ground, slow roller underneath the glove of the right fielder. Rounding third now, put the brakes on, and probably a good idea. Evan Moran was just about to head home when Rick Kelly said, hold on a second. Well, John, here you go. Here's your bases loaded, no out situation again.
Tough play for Emmanuel, but again, Pimble doing a good job. Backing up, following the baseball around, makes a strong throw back into the infield. Keeps that runner at third base, and you've still got a shot.
Patrick Forbes. Ball one. Top of the order is on deck. When Iowa comes to bat in the bottom of the 7th, they'll have their leadoff man leading off.
Are you okay? Is your arm all right? You sure? You want this? All right, because I asked you, you said you don't know. You sure you're good? All right, let's go. Hey, have fun with it. All right, you got this. We've been here before, and if not, we're fine. Just play hard. Let's go.
We've been here before 11 minutes ago. We were in this same spot. And that worked out all right.
You got to have a feeling something crazy is going to happen here. Triple play, grand slam. I mean, something's got it. The way this game's been going.
Hey. 1-1 of Patrick Forbes. Two and one. Big Patrick, the 12-year-old, can solve a Rubik's Cube in 51 seconds. Now, can he deliver a hit here with the bases loaded? He's a grinder up there. You can see him after he fouled that one off. He wanted to put it in play.
Well, if you're going to spend a month on YouTube figuring out a Rubik's Cube grinder.
How do they sleep at night?
All right, here's your 2-2 from Michael Seamer. That's the guy that's on deck, Devin Obie. Ball 4, and Kentucky now leads it 4-3. And we may have a pitching change now. I think they're a little concerned about his arm too. We saw Caden Din leave earlier.
How's your arm? Or do you want to start tomorrow? How's your arm? Tell me, because otherwise it's going to be you or Tyler. You want to do this? All right. So Josh, you're going to go to second. You're going to go to third. All right. You're good? You did a good job. Okay? All right. Tyler? Yeah. All right. That's what I figured. So you're going to go. You're going to go to right. Okay? You're going to third. You're going to second.
We're going to bring Tyler Moore in from left field to do the pitching.
There we go.
And we're going to go to break. Devin Obie coming up with the bases loaded. Top of the 7th inning. As we continue with the Little League World Series.
We're starting to think about jackets. Huh? I'm thinking there's a lot of cold guys out there.
We're back. Lomity Stadium all lit up for the Little League World Series. Kentucky now leading Iowa 4-3 after a bases loaded walk brought in the go-ahead run. We're in extra innings. Nobody out. New pitcher is on the mound for Iowa. His name is Tyler Moore, just came in from left field. Big one at 5'11", age 13, 153 pounds.
Well, I tell you what, Ravi, I had a chance to meet this young man the other day, and I walked right into the Grove, and he looked me, as you said, 5'11", almost right in the eye, and said, "Me, you, ping pong?"
Ooh.
Yeah.
He threw it down?
Oh, he threw down the gauntlet.
Hey.
So unfazed by a challenge is Tyler Moore.
Well, he's got a big one here. Again, Obie up with the bases loaded. Seamer has moved over to third base.
No.
Try to throw a breaking ball in there for a strike, and it's ball 1.
Not a bad idea. Obie very powerful. See if you can throw a wrinkle in there and get ahead of this young man.
Arm injury apparently to Caden Din, and then Seamer seemed to be struggling as well. And now behind 3-0 is Tyler Moore quickly. Pitching depth is always an earmark of teams that have great success here. They've hung in pretty well. Ooh, Obi takes a rip at it.
3-0 green light to our elite pitcher. Hadn't thrown a strike yet. I don't even think that was a strike. He's your guy. You know, you turn him loose.
Newman, who made the first out of his Little League World Series 2016 experience, flew out to right his last time up. Is on deck. Infield in again. And he walked him in. Close pitch, but it didn't get the call. Obi down to first, and a 2-run lead now for Kentucky.
And right now, after Tyler Moore, you just got to focus and concentrate on getting back in, throwing strikes. Let the defense work for you. You still could get 2 outs here with 1 pitch.
Newman has put the ball in play 3 times, a double, a single, and a fly out to right, plus a walk. Moore is not able to find the plate. That one gets by. Sprinting in from third. Ball got stuck. So the run will automatically score as Hanks comes in to make it 6-3. It was thought that maybe Jack Emanuel, who's in right field, would get the ball, but you heard him even say, if you're not going to pitch now, you're going to pitch tomorrow. And it looks like they're in line to play tomorrow against Rhode Island if they can't come back tonight. This ball is laced to left center field. It's going to get down. 2 runs are scoring. Here comes Obi, and a double, and a continued torrid hitting night for Spencer Newman. Second double, 3rd hit of the night.
And the only time he's made out in this Little League World Series, he got robbed by Jake Pemble out in right field. And there's another fastball right down the center of the plate. I mean, the way he's swinging the bat, you had to have a feeling that a big hit was coming soon for this team from Kentucky.
Good. 1-1, man. Ball.
Nobody out in the top of the 7th inning. Kentucky wins. They'll have the day off tomorrow and play New York on Wednesday at 7:30 Eastern Time. I'd like to see that guy, Devin Obi, who you just saw smiling on the mound. Very good pitcher.
You see how important it is to have that pitching depth, Crook, as you alluded to earlier. Very important to have guys that can continue to come in, throw strikes, allow the defense to work.
Good.
Strike one to Turner Notmeyer. Iowa, it just felt like they were playing with fire all night long with the bases loaded and the walks. And it came back to get him here in the 7th. See, Turner Notmeyer's favorite food was exactly the same food that Tim Kirkshin always embraces. Rice.
Rice.
Loves rice. Popped up and out of play. Any style of rice, too, it wouldn't matter. White, fried, steamed.
Doesn't matter to Timmy.
Nope.
Whole grain?
He'll eat it. Brown rice.
1 and 2. Right.
Get him and Turner together. Share some rice.
Third base. Third base.
Moore try to take something off that one.
Brother in the stands having fun.
Laced into right, taking a step in, and now going back is Emmanuel. And we got ourselves a little foot race here. 1 run comes in. The tag was applied after Notmeyer got his foot back into second. So some hard hit balls, a double. Brother liked that, mom liked it too. And Kentucky's starting to pour it on big time.
You knew eventually this team from Kentucky was just too good to keep putting guys on base via the walk, loading bases up with no outs before someone got a big hit.
So Carson Myers will bat now as the team from Great Lakes will be 1 inning away from moving into a game that could get him to the United States Championship. There was a team from Louisville, Kentucky back in 2002, the Valley Sports American Little League.
Turner, nobody's out. Watch the runner in front of you.
They won it all. They beat Japan 1-0. Told you that they had been 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. Then we got the whole Lion Safari. And now they're 3 for the last 3 with runners in scoring position.
As soon as he went to the roar, Dallas. I guess that was a roar. Can you do it again?
Let's go, Cars.
What no one at home sees is what he does with his fingers while he's doing that. It looks like fangs or something.
Like a two-seam.
On the ground, who's going to be at first? Pitcher's there, we get the out. Another run comes in. Myers did a good job. It's 10-3.
Here's a guy who got it all started.
Hey, buddy. Gonna save you for tomorrow. Hey, come here. Tyler, come here. You did a good job. Hey, look at me. You came in, look, I put you in a tough situation. You came in, you did great, okay? That's all I could ask for. You did a great job, all right? I put you in a very tough situation, all right, buddy? You're gonna come back and pitch for us tomorrow. That's why I'm taking you out, okay? All right. Go to left field. Jack, go to first.
So there is another day, obviously, for this team from
Hey, boys,
Iowa.
heads up. Look where we are. Look around you. Huh? Yeah, JT's gonna pitch. So, look around you. Enjoy the moment. This is fun, you know? Hey, we're here. How many people get to play here, right?
That is a good point.
No, it's spot on point, and he's right. Look around. See who you are. You know how.
What's that?
Of all the Little League teams in the country.
7,000 or so.
Yeah, they're one of 8.
One of 8. It has turned what was an entertaining and competitive close game now into a one-sided affair as you look at the scoreboard. But You know, there are folks at home who are wondering, like, why are we moving all these pieces around? And you got to kind of line your pitching up for the next couple of days if you plan on playing the next couple of days. Of course, we've talked a lot from the perspective of Iowa and JT Garcia, first baseman whose mom is dealing with pancreatic cancer, and the road that he's been on and the support that he has gotten. He has a particular friend and fan who's a Major League Baseball player in the Yankees organization.
My favorite baseball player is Greg Bird of the Yankees. He wrote me and my family a letter a couple months ago about my mom and how it can be tough sometimes, but you just gotta hang in there, keep your head up.
That a baseball player would take the time to write a handwritten letter is just amazing.
Heck of a gesture, and that's just the ability of Greg Bird to recognize the seriousness of the situation and take the time to reach out and communicate with JT Garcia. It doesn't take a lot, and you can see the immense impression it makes on Jen, JT, and the community at large.
A little bit of character can go a long way, fellas.
His father, Joe, works with Greg Bird's uncle, and that's how the connection was made. And JT told us today that pretty much before every game they have played since they've gotten into this tournament, that Greg Bird has reached out to him.
Well, that's just awesome to hear. It's not lost on Greg Bird, the kind of impact that we get to have on guys as athletes and continuing to pay it forward. And there's no doubt JT will take this with him for the rest of his days.
Isaiah Head had that double, and he was the one that crossed the plate first in this inning. On the bases loaded walk, pitched really well and fouls that one off. That was a ringing double he hit out to left field too to start it all.
Yeah, down and away, and he just nice short stroke to that ball. Got this big inning started for this team from Kentucky, and you know, they hold on to win this game, and now you got Devin Obie to pitch.
It's a good showdown. Obie against the New York team. That's Wednesday, the winner to the U.S. Championship game. Head himself is an interesting story. He was really raised by his grandparents. And again, I mentioned he was cut from that 10-year-old team. You've seen his grandparents in the stands. It's difficult upbringing, but they have been the rocks that have helped Isaiah, along with many of the team's other parents. Swings and misses at that. They'll throw it down to first to get the out. And again, cut as a 10-year-old and was dedicated to making sure he could stay on this team and continue to play baseball. He really, really enjoys it. Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. As we hit the 11 p.m. hour here, our schedule tomorrow looks like this. We'll start at 12 hours from now, 11 a.m. with Japan and Texas, Canada, Mexico at 1 Eastern time. And then what looks like Kentucky will take on, I should say Iowa will take on Rhode Island. And it's an elimination day, so you will, with a loss tomorrow, be eliminated from title contention. 2 down, top 7, Mason Williams up. A little blooper that's going to drop. Mason Williams picks up a hit and drives in another run, and that one's thrown over the head of the cutoff man. 11-3 Kentucky.
Well, they've put to bed that lack of production with runners on base and runners in scoring position.
I think every team in this Little League World Series, you can't keep loading the bases with no outs and expect to keep getting out of jams and keeping the score close.
Tate Hank's turn now with SportsCenter now coming up next. Baseball tonight will not be seen this evening.
We don't get to see little Timmy?
No, but you will be able to hear Tim tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern.
How will we differentiate between him and the kids?
That's going to be an interesting part of that watch.
And I would say Tim would be the one with the facial hair, the 5 o'clock shadow, but that's out the window these days too.
So Devin Obie will be part of the telecast tomorrow, as will John Guthrie in the 4th inning, providing they're awake.
Or this game's over.
Look at nice.
Them kids from Curacao are still here. Maybe we can get them up here now.
You looking to get some relief?
No. I was not out of it yet, Carl.
Patrick Forbes bats with 2 down. On the corner, called strike 1.
I think one thing to remember, just as quickly as this inning ballooned on Iowa and in favor of Kentucky, we've still got at least 4 more outs, to play.
And you do have the top of the order up for Iowa. But
seen stranger things, haven't we?
Yeah, we have.
But Isaiah Head,
the way
I'm
he was,
assuming they'll bring him back out, right?
I would think. The way he was throwing it that last inning. But your old-fashioned Little League game is broken out when you're just using your arms to try to get outs and move on to the next day. JT Garcia's 2-1 pitch. In there for a strike. You think Jeb Stewart behind home plate would perhaps, and I know it's unethical, but get a little more liberal with the strike zone.
Loosen it up just a little.
I got you.
This half inning alone, 5 walks, 3 doubles, 2 singles. A foul ball.
Hey, why not?
Just a good job of locating there by Garcia.
Seen everything else.
And that's another thing they like to impart on these kids at this level, something you learn very early. If you're going down, take that bat with you. Worst case scenario, that ends up in fair territory.
Back.
Can't imagine Devin Obie thought he'd get another chance to hit, but he's coming up again for the 5th time tonight.
The good thing about 12-year-olds, they don't usually mentally check out of a game too soon. They're probably thinking, yeah, you know what? Only 1 out, got 9 hitters to go. Sure, I'll get another AB.
Here we go.
Wouldn't you figure?
Just the moral dilemma down there.
Hey, you got to give them credit, man. They're calling it to the T.
The internal coin flip.
2-0. Come on, JT, let's throw some strikes. Walk around the back of the mound a little bit.
Catch your breath, compose yourself.
Ball. Look at that.
JT's looking around like some of these are close enough that I'm thinking they could be strikes.
I tell you what, I've been there. That is not a fun feeling.
Hey, you haven't pitched in forever, right? Pitched in the Little League World Series, all right? All right. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. We'll go get them tomorrow, okay? Give me. I need you to go back to first. Sam. Sam.
Sam out there at left was
Jack. You're gonna go to right.
Focused on the activities on the hill. Sam was just
good job.
back to the infield.
Yeah, Sam's got an inside track on the bomb pops they're serving back here in the village.
All right, let's go. Who's got the ball? Owen.
Hey, this was a good game. Then the Yankees-Red Sox game broke out.
Are you tired?
No one's tired. It's 12-3. We got SportsCenter coming up. We still got the bottom of the 7th to play. Bases are loaded. We'll be right back to Williamsport and the World Series. All right, so we got dinosaurs, and we have a guy that can certainly talk about reptiles because he visited Reptile Land.
That's right, T-Rex, the skull of a T-Rex just discovered in Montana.
Is that right?
Fact.
Wow.
Look it up.
Did you learn that over at
Reptile Land?
No.
Reptile Land? Or
No, that's on the worldwide interwebs.
All right, so on the mound now, our man, Sam Hennis. And why not? The favorite food, we just pound that down when we're looking for a little nourishment, some gummy bears.
The Haribo Golds. I like it, Sammy.
We could tell the gummy bear story on the ride from Connecticut to Williamsport, or we could save that one. I'm not even sure that you heard that, Braden. You weren't here. Loaded for the good hitter, and he continues to just hammer the ball.
Wow.
What a night for Spencer Newman. Spencer Newman's 4th hit.
There hasn't been many balls missed the barrel of his bat, that's for sure. He is about as, so far he's the best hitter in this tournament.
Newman in the tournament, 7 for 8 with 5 RBI.
And it took a great play by Jake Pemble to record that one out he's made.
You got to remember, Sam Hennis was very busy checking out the activities on the hill when he was summoned to the mound. He's throwing strikes. That one is going to get to the screen and left. And that's where Sam was moments ago. Get Sam out there in left field. He's got his own agenda going. He's going to turn around fully, and there you go. Look at what's happening over there. Now we're starting to yell to Sam. Oh, okay.
Me? You want me?
This baseball thing?
Well, he's looking at the score and he's saying, "Oh, please don't bring me in. Please don't bring me in." Oh, no, he wants me.
Come on, Sammy, 0-2. Hello, Newman has 4 RBIs this inning as he stands there on first base.
Carl.
He beats him to the bag, and that'll do it. This inning started, we were tied 3-3. It's now 14-3. We're back. SportsCenter standing by. John Butchergrass, John Anderson patiently waiting as Kentucky looks to close this one out. And we still have a lot of sugar that's got to be worked out of the bodies of the kids out there. We've got Usain Bolt's pose.
A little.
Yeah, we're just
message to mom.
We've been the lost it mode.
That's the automatic dab right there. He's on auto dab.
The old 11-14 dance party breaks out in Williamsport.
Tell you what, the only thing the coaches for the team from Iowa could say is, you know, would you rather get beat this way or on a walk-off? Of course, they're the home team. There would be no walk-off, but it's a tough thing.
Little League World Series presented by Kellogg's Frosted Flakes. Game start at 11 a.m. tomorrow. Japan and Texas both have been eliminated. Canada, Mexico kicks off the elimination portion of the program. Tennessee and California will play at 7:30 Eastern Time. Goodlettsville and the Parkview Little League from Chula Vista, California. Isaiah Head on the mound. His goal to throw strikes and throw them quickly. First pitch in there for strike one.
And I know this game's pretty much been determined, but this is a big at-bat for Miles Risley. He hasn't gotten off the board yet.
Well, the way that Kentucky sees this all playing out from their perspective is you get into that game Wednesday night. Obi pitches great. And you bring Head back on Saturday in the United States Championship game.
Who won?
The loser of the game between Kentucky, what appears to be Kentucky and New York, will have to play again Thursday. And that would affect all those plans.
Oh.
Little tip of the cap there. All of the captain. Derek Jeter.
I know this is going to shock you, but that's ball 4.
Yeah, and you can't do that.
Here we go. You never know.
We've had crazy stuff. In fact, we are reminded of Goodlettsville because they're here and they were involved in a game, the 24-16 miracle at Lomedy. This is where you just have to love moms and dads. It's way past their bedtime, 11-17. The game is way past out of reach, and yet they are as supportive now as they were before the game started.
Well, they're on their feet. They're chanting for their kids as they run in off the field.
Good job on that.
This should be the "we just need you to throw strike" speech.
Isaiah, let's focus.
Okay.
You've only got 6 pitches left. Get through this order and let's get them out. Let's go. Come on, focus.
So what I'm hearing there is he has 6 pitches. We're going to get a new pitcher.
You're exactly right. That's the perfect formula. You win that Wednesday night game and you have him with 50 able to come back on the rest.
Very smart.
To pitch Saturday. Isaiah shakes off the first one.
Hey.
He buries a curveball in there for a strike. You're going to need a hard hit ground ball the second, turn the double play. Good rip at it from JT Garcia.
JT looks like he's a little angry about that last breaking ball call. You see the third base coach coming down here and talking to him.
Yeah, his pitching, I think, probably bothered him. He hadn't been in that situation before. Plus, I mean, you guys remember your Little League when you have somebody throwing it hard. That's like you get up there a little bit.
Well, you get to this stage and you're facing kids that are the best in their town, the best in their state, the best in their region. And you're a part of the powerhouse from your side of the tracks as well. You get here and you square off the best. You square off with the best of the best, and You know, it's that old saying, there's always somebody just a little bit bigger and a little bit better out there than you.
Obi got it, and there's no play, but what a catch by Devin Obi on that ground ball that was laced by Garcia.
How athletic is that young man? I mean, look at this ball. This ball's hit right on the screws. Look at how athletic.
It's that first step, Crook.
He is explosive.
Michael Seamer bats. First pitch is a ball, and this will be the last batter that Isaiah Head can face.
See the pitch count at 49. They are allowed to hit that limit and exceed it should they not hit that total before the at-bat starts.
And it's clear, John, we watched Michael Mancini pitch earlier today, and you talked about the repeatable delivery and how everything always looks the same. It's not the case for Isaiah Head. It's a work in progress.
Well, you know, what he told Dallas today, we saw it here, you know, the last inning, he dropped down side. You know, when you're 12, 13 years old and you're dropping down and you're coming over top and you're trying to hesitate, you know, things can get out of whack quick. You know, you remember when Adam Wainwright first came up, he didn't do the hesitation stuff. That was after he was an established, you know, I got this thing figured out, my mechanics. And
Iowa gets the no-out hit, and the bases are loaded. And that's off Isaiah Head, and he's done for the night. Well, that didn't go exactly as they had hoped.
All right, go to right. John. Let's go. Those strikes. Go to right. Good job.
Like you said, Crookie, I had the opportunity to talk to him and Carson Myers today. And Isaiah talked a lot about switching arm angles, and you know, I throw my breaking ball from down here. I can throw a fastball from down here as well. And to your point, you'd like to see these guys really develop some sort of repeatable delivery before they start to mix it up and start to alter things. Take a look here. Here's that sidearm fastball. And then he goes, as we talked about, that Adam Wainwright over the head. And then a slight stall there, almost a la Johnny Cueto with that turn to the back. He's got a lot going on there, and that can be tough for a little guy to try to figure out.
Jackson Moore, the righty, wears number 8. Come on. The bases are loaded.
No outs. Let me help you there.
And there are no outs.
Down 11. Let's go station to station here. Let's not try to force the issue.
We are at the cleanup hitter's position, Jack Emanuel. And we are just about down to friends and family.
I have to think that every kid has played, so I don't have to worry about that. Couple innings here, pinch hitter here. Pinch hitters have had 6 at-bats in this game.
In there for a strike.
Fans from Iowa are still dialed in.
Another breaking ball in there for a strike. Jack Emanuel, he hears him. That's right, it could. Oh, half full people up here. I like the idea. Get that sign out, run it. Hey.
I hear you.
Let's make some history.
Hey, the kids who are sliding down the hill, they're probably on their 7,000, 8,000th trip during this game. A little tired right now. A little fatigue setting in for the little Sparkies out there.
A little challenging, too. No lights up there. Oh, he threw him the hook, and he got him. Jack Emanuel couldn't pull the trigger on the breaking ball, and there's one down.
Really got ahead of him, went to the breaking ball. Just a little different look. As you said, Jack not able to pull the trigger.
Josh Larson now bats.
Ball.
I've noticed some of these kids is like they'll throw 1 or 2 fastballs, not for strikes, and all of a sudden they'll start dishing out the breaking ball.
Like that?
Yeah. It's like everything else. We want things quicker, faster, fixable quicker. Our news quicker. 2 fastballs, can't throw for a strike. The hook's coming.
Ripped into left field. And a good hit there from Josh Larson. Well, there's one.
Chip in a chair, Crucky. That's all you need.
Pancakes is coming up.
Oh, Pancakes. As you mentioned, Kruggy looking to keep it station to station. Don't want to run themselves out of an inning. Only 10 more to go.
No.
Ball 1 to Peyton Newhouse. Wow, another trip to the mound. We're 10 pitches in.
Tell you what, that grounds crew on both sides is going to be.
You did a great job. We got to keep it down. Keep it down. Keep it down. Let's go.
Sports Center is standing by. And we tip our caps to the guys in the studio and the entire studio crew and those who have produced an hour of Sports Center television. Well, we're taking it past the 30-minute hour after 11.
We're going to right to Sports Center LA, aren't we? Because this ain't over.
Strike 1 to Peyton Newhouse. Cade Godwin has gone in as a special pinch runner. Speed on the bases, down 10. Let's see what we can get going here.
Good.
There he is, pouring the breaking ball in to get ahead.
The Kentucky side's doing a great job calling the strike before the umpire does. 1 out away. JT Puck will be a pinch hitter. Up the middle, Obi, step on the bag. That'll do it. John, it's over.
Yes, it is, Carl. That was a great play, too. I tell you what, Devin Obi showed up at shortstop in this one.
Now they are set to have him pitch in their game on Wednesday. It'll be against New York. Quickly take a look at it. Endwell, New York, Bowling Green, Kentucky. The winner of that will play in the United States Championship game. And there will be very good pitching in that game, with Obi starting and likely Ryan Harlow starting for Endwell, New York. Our final score, Kentucky 14, Iowa 4. We'll see you less than 12 hours from now. Japan and Texas, 11 a.m. Eastern time. But now,
Hey, heads up, heads up.
and we appreciate their patience, John Butchergrass, John Anderson. For the crew, I'm Carl Ravitch. Guys,